And we are back. Hold on. I'll turn down the music. Turn down the music. There we go. We've got like FL Studio controls on this. Set up an automation on that. Either way, we're back. We're playing more The Long Drive. It is Friday. The stream is live. Like, okay, I gotta do some math in my head. The stream was supposed to be. Also, hold on. Hold on. OBS is being kind of weird. The stream was supposed to be tomorrow on Saturday. Where's my game capture? Oh, all the game. Oh, okay, I see. The stream was supposed to be tomorrow on Saturday, but hold on. Let me get this up on. But I rescheduled it to today. So it was gonna be tomorrow at noon, and it was gonna be today at 4 p.m. And then I got home from work 2 hours early. So I was like, you know what? We're doing the stream, we're starting the stream an hour early. So we are 20 hours early. And then we are 25 hours early. Leron James, do not crash. I can only promise to try. No, we haven't had that many crashes. Cotton Candy, thank you for the Sweden. Go wait, hold on, Cotton Candy, you're not Swedish. Why do you keep giving me Swedish? You gave me Swedish like so many times. Hold on, does this work? Does the game capture work? The game takes like 10 minutes to load. Because of how far into it we are. I don't think it's gonna show up on game capture until the game is loaded. Boca Juniors. What? Why do I know that phrase? I think you're a little early, not gonna lie, a little bit early. It's 25 hours early. Wait, okay, the game is loaded. There we go. Okay, sweet. We accidentally lit our cigarette last time. I prefer to have an unlit cigarette. Can you imagine if you were like, hey dude, you want to come over to my place and watch like a movie together? And then they showed up 25 hours early? Like you were like, yeah dude, come over at like come over at 3 p.m. They show up at 10 a.m. You're still at work. Only 25? Yeah, that's fine. How do you think my boss would feel if on Monday I showed up 25 hours early? Which means I would need to show up on Sunday at fucking 2 a.m. I shouldn't even show up to work at that point. I should show up at my boss's house. We are playing The Long Drive. We got 3,900 and I think 3 kilometers? 3,903 kilometers out of 5,000. We are going to cross 4,000 kilometers today. Which is 80% of the way. We stopped at this house to get something. I don't remember what. How are we doing on fuel? We need more fuel, but it's not like an immediate thing. And I'm pretty sure we have water. More than enough water. Huh? Did we need oil? Why did we stop here? We had a reason to stop here. And oil is the other one. We are good on oil as well. Probably shouldn't look at that while I'm smoking a cigarette. Why did we stop at this house? I think maybe we needed fuel, but we found some fuel. Either way, we'll probably find a ship. Get like a couple barrels of it, we're gonna be good. So, let's begin by taking a nap. Boca Juniors is your football. How much is it a minute? 1,500 minutes? No, it's 25 times 60. Which is less than 15... You know what? I'm using my fucking calculator for this. No, 20... Okay. Hold on, chat. We're doing this live. Do I have... No, paint does not capture automatically. Okay, that's good. That means I get the chance to, like, make this dark. I'm not looking at chat right now. Because I don't want to be spoiled in case anyone has like has the answer. Okay? So what is it? It's 24 times 60. 4 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 4 times 6 is 24. So that's a 4. 2. And then 2 times 6 is 12. 14? 1,440 minutes? Hold on. Did I completely fuck up math? 24 times 60. 1,440. Okay, I still got it. I got a little nervous there. I got a little nervous that I forgot to do double-digit multiplication. But we did it. You were pretty close, actually, with 1,500. Better early than late. Yo, Bug, welcome in. How you doing? It's exactly 1,500? Are you a primary school teacher? We are your little kid. No, okay, listen. I know some streamers like to be parasocial. If you say that you are my child again, I'm timing you out for your own good. I'm not a primary school teacher. I just like knowing things. I'm doing pretty good. I ended work early today. 10 times 60 is 600. 20 times 60 is 1,200. 5 times 60 is 300. 1,200 plus 300 equals 1,500. Why did you do the 10 times 60 equals 600? Oh, that's why you did. He discovered math. You're tripping. Basil! Skong 12 tomorrow's away. Silksong. Silksong is coming at... Wait, was that the sunrise? I thought it was the sun setting. Where the fuck is the road? Me at the library looking for my favorite Stephen King book. Where's the road? Do you people like books? Silksong is coming out September 4th. Holy fuck. It's happening. 2,380 days and Silksong is finally fucking coming out. I've been on the YouTube channel. No, I haven't been in a video, but I've been watching the YouTube channel. That is like daily Silksong news. It's coming out in less than 2 weeks. People at work who I have never talked to about video games before, who I thought were like the most normal people in the universe, we're talking about Silksong today. What the fuck? Silksong's fucking coming out. I can't fucking believe it. Oh shit, we're going the wrong way. This is the opposite direction. We can tell because the electrical poles are on the wrong side of the road. Fucking Silksong is coming out. But I was thinking of a joke. I wanted to go on change.org and make a petition that says delay Silksong. And then for the reason, it's just gonna say mad funny. And then I was gonna go around and post that on Reddit, and then I was like, that sounds like work and I'm lazy. But it's coming out, holy shit. Will you Skong? I will play Silksong. I can't guarantee I can stream it. I have a very limited amount of time to stream because I got, you know, a real job. Even though I pretty much get to leave like an hour early every day I'm at work, I still have like real life responsibilities. And you know, streaming is not my #1 priority. Like, I want to spend time with my fiance. I want to spend time with my friends. I want to spend time doing non-streaming things. I would love to stream Silksong, but I'm not sure I'm gonna have the time for it. Because if I can stream Silksong and I can only stream 5 hours a week, it's gonna take like many years. And Voices of the Void update looks like it's coming out in October. And you best fucking believe I'm streaming that one. Imagine your boss takes a day off to play Silksong. I don't think my boss knows what a video game is. I don't think my boss... If I talk to my boss about video games, he's gonna go like, oh yeah, like the Nintendo with like the Mario and the Duck Hunt. I know that one. I'm not sure why my boss would have that accent, but you know what I mean. Mad funny type shit. You use Reddit, Freshno? I have a Reddit account, and I think I have 3 posts on it. I have a streaming Reddit account. Oh, hold on. I sent Boba a bunch of Instagram reels earlier today. She just checked her phone, and now she's liking every one of them. So my phone is just exploding with, like, and then I check it, and it's like, Boba liked the reel you sent. Boba liked the reel you sent. Boba liked the reel you sent. I'm batting, like, 100% real to like ratio. They're all, like, cute comics and, like, kitties and bunnies. That's some real shit right there. I have a personal Reddit account that I never post on, but I read a lot of Reddit posts. And I have the streamer Reddit account that I posted on like 3 or 4 times, and the last time was years ago. I was trying to look for a person that can make Half-Life Gold Source mods, and I could not find one. I said, I'm gonna pay you money to make a very simple mod for Half-Life Gold Source, and no one wanted to. That kind of made me stop posting on Reddit. Basil, did you see the BTD6 update? New hero. They're buffing ice monkeys. You got IP banned from Reddit. Okay, first of all, you can just restart your modem and you get a new IP address. But second of all, how the fuck did you get IP banned from Reddit without breaking the law? Like, oh shit, this thing might have a lot of fuel. Like, did you do something literally illegal? How did you get IP banned from Reddit? I read a lot of Reddit posts too. Did you read too many posts? Like, did you drive site traffic so hard that they were like, ban this person? Okay, fuel? Oil! 300 liters of oil. Yerp. I saw the... Is this? I thought the mod I had disabled. Because I have the mod that disables, like, sex dolls and stuff. I thought it disabled magazines, too. We didn't bring the shovel. If you guys can hear my phone, that's just Boba liking every single reel I send. We don't need 300 liters of oil, but... Dude, it's gonna be mad funny. But no, actually we can't. It's gonna be too heavy. We have a container for oil. We have this one for water, but we do need water more than we need oil. I guess we can just fill this thing, which is like 99.7% full. There we go. Why don't we just leave this running? Okay, I have a lit cigarette. Hold on, let me... Is this gonna make me explode? Don't drink the oil. I was gonna do the meme with, like, you wanna fly, cover yourself in oil, and go outside when it's raining. I'm just gonna let that run. This is not gonna create a memory leak that is eventually gonna make my computer explode. We're just gonna chill. Just gonna be chill. And I've even changed my modem router in the way and they still don't let me in. Maybe it's my phone, I don't know. You might have, your ISP might have given you a fixed IP. Which you should be able to call your ISP and say you want the change. So I don't think they're gonna ask any questions. Your ISP might have given, like, your account a set IP. It's rare, but sometimes they do it. And you can usually call your IP and ask for one if you're a business or you want to set up, like, a server or something. Talking about Reddit posts and BTD6, the Reddit post that I made 8 months ago promoting my CT team got us a new team member yesterday? Some mother flipper on Reddit was looking at, like, they were sorting by oldest of all time. They went back, like, 8 months, and they were like, oh, this CT team looks pretty good. And then they joined it. That's a person of dedication, of sheer will. You better let them in your team. I had strong arguments. The drop that spilled the water was a strong argument because of the word cup. You realize you can't just say that and then expect me to not ask about it. What do you mean you had a strong argument about the word cup? What? Is this a ligma? Are you setting up a ligma? Are you gonna say like, well, you'll understand what the argument was if you spell out loud cup. Then I say, what, C-U-P? And then you say, you see me P, you sick fucking bastard? What do you mean you had a strong argument about the word cup? Free my boy, he didn't do anything? Okay, I don't know about that. I have no idea what... Oh, the World Cup! Jesus Christ, I'm like dyslexic. I thought you said the word cup, not the World Cup. Jeez, I went on like a 30-second tirade because I read the fucking word wrong. I'm gonna get myself arrested. I'm gonna see a sign that says like, do not kill. I'm gonna read that as do kill, and I'm gonna fucking shoot someone. Reddit posts from 10 years ago tend to be helpful. Really? I find like Reddit posts like 2014, 2015. There was something about the pre-Trump era. I don't know what happened. There was something there that made like those Reddit posts like slightly more reliable. Where's the feature theme? We had to remove the feature theme because that shit can get me banned. Feature theme is against terms of service. So I had to remove it. Now they did update the terms of service. Twitch literally said it's okay for a streamer to tell a viewer to kill themselves. I'm not gonna do that. And I'm not sure if that should be allowed, but it is very funny that Twitch came out and made a public statement that you, as a streamer, are allowed to tell your viewers to go kill themselves. So all I'm saying is if I'm allowed to do that, I should be allowed to flip my VTuber model upside down as a joke. Oh. Why are you hungry for fresh nose feet? Okay, this is... We're getting closer to horny chat, which is banned in this chat. Why is it all... Don't answer this question, by the way. This is not a question you answer. This is a question you hear, and then it makes you think, and then you lay awake in bed and go like, yeah, why is it like that? Why is it every time this fucking chat starts talking about stuff like this, it's about feet? And again, you don't answer that question. You just think about what would make me ask that question and what that says about you. I will ask for my company. Wait, hold on. A Dutch man was saying that we Argentinians don't have fair play, and I think that Dutch team was a hypocrite and virtue signaling, and their fans too, and they banned me. I don't know a lot about football, so I don't know if there's any implications to this. Bridge on the roof, though? Hold on a second. Hold on, I wanna read the chat for a minute. You were showing your feet and I never redeemed it? I did that shit for like 2 years, yes. Please do not jump into the alligator leg. Please do jump into the alligator leg. Yeah. You cannot show your feet, but you can tell people to kill themselves. That's what it sounds like. As I have been told, yes, those are the rules. You should tell viewer bots to kill themselves. Point of view, Fresh No Cisa viewer bot. Twitch moderators do note that I said bots, which are not human. They're not human, the viewer bot. Not viewers, viewer bot. Ugh. Empty? Empty. What about the radiator? Wow. You're getting kind of hungry. We should eat the food that's here. The goal today is fairly modest. It's drive 100 kilometers. Which means we want to cross, which will make us cross 4,000 kilometers. Which is gonna put us on the final stretch of the game. Fuel tank? Diesel! We want diesel. Best viewers, Hey, so thank you for the full moon cap boy. It's so hard to fucking do this. I did this, and then I couldn't move, and then I looked at chat, and in the corner of my eye, it was just this I don't know why, but it made me mad. I was actually, like, about to freak out. I have no idea why that made me so mad. More water. We don't need water. Don't need a headlight. All we need is diesel and food. We're gonna use this one to ferry some diesel back and forth because we don't have like a jerry can. Gas, we can get rid of that. Ooh, free bacon. Best food in the game. What were we talking? Yeah, so Twitch has said it's okay to tell people to kill themselves, which I have no idea why they said that. But like, no one asked, I think, but yeah. And also, I was told by a viewer that you take out the fuel tank on this car, or? I don't think this one is removable. I was told by a viewer that the feat redeem might be against terms of service. How do we get the fuel out of this without a hose? I think that worked, but I don't think we got anything in here. We might need to, like, flip this car first. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. No. Stay up. Stay. Okay, I don't think we're getting the diesel from this thing. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna keep this with us. It's always nice to have some of these. Basil, you hype for Silksong? I had such a weird relationship with Silksong. Originally, I played Hollow Knight, and I liked Hollow Knight. And then I heard it was gonna be more Hollow Knight, and I thought, cool. And I wasn't that hyped for it. And then, like, literal years passed by. Oh wait, we don't have headlights. Oh, we do. I just hit the wrong button. Literal years passed by. And I like got less and less hype for Silksong. I wasn't hyped for Silksong at all, actually. Like, before the release date trailer, I had zero hype for Silksong. If that game never come out, I would have been okay. I would not have taken, like, psychic damage from it. But then, I saw the reveal trailer, and it said September 4th, and I actually started getting hyped for it. And now I am, like, actually, unironically hyped for Silksong. It was the same thing with Elden Ring. Before Elden Ring came out, I had seen literally nothing. I didn't see the trailer, because in my head, I was like, oh, it's a FromSoft game, but it's not Dark Souls. Yo, Sandra, welcome in. I was like, it's a FromSoft game, but it's not Dark Souls, so I didn't give a fuck. And I didn't care about Elden Ring at all. Then, Elden Ring came out, and I didn't give a shit about Elden Ring. And then one day I was like, let me take a look at Elden Ring. And then I played it, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. Hi, lol. How are you guys? I'm doing pretty good. Sandra! Silksong is coming out. They're releasing Silksong. Did you hear about this? Silksong is coming out on September 4th. Hungry. Hungry. Not gonna be able to buy it, but it's gonna be peak. I call it. You could pirate it. Basil, I'm not sure how widespread piracy is in Indonesia, like video game piracy. Like, what's the, is it a common thing? Because in Norway, it's very common. Ah. Damn it, this isn't Discord? What do you mean this isn't? This is Twitch. Very widespread. Then what stops you from pirating Silksong? Oh, the emotes. I get it. I understand. Sandra, what you been doing today? Did you get your driver's license yet? Because, like, if you want to play Silksong, but you can't buy it, like, you can't afford it, you could just pirate it. And then if you want to support the devs, buy it when you can't afford it. Like, I've been doing that shit a lot. When I was a kid, I never had money for games, so I would, like, pirate games. Like, for example, Borderlands 2. Pirated it, and then later I bought it. Skyrim. Pirated it, later I purchased it. There's so many... Civilization, Crusader Kings, EU4. So many fucking... Minecraft. So many fucking video games. That I was like, I want to play it, but I can't afford it. So what I did was I pirated it, and then later, when I could afford it, I bought it. Maybe. Well, like, the thing here is you said you want to play the game, but you can't afford it. Well, why not pirate it? What's the downside here? What's stopping you? Indonesia could be one of those countries where, like, pirating is really difficult to do, and it's like a bunch of people get, like, fined and, like, punished for pirating. Kind of like in Germany. But you said it's widespread, which makes me think that's not the case. When I was very young and my cousin was in it must have been high school. He pirated a lot of stuff, and he actually got a letter in the mail from his ISP. Well, his parents got a letter in the mail from their ISP, and it said that, like, hey, we know you're pirating stuff. Stop pirating, or we're gonna, like, terminate your contract with him. And his parents didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. And he just kept pirating, and nothing ever happened. Nothing bad happened. There have been Norwegians who have been persecuted, but they've been persecuted for distributing pirated material. For, like, pirating movies and selling them, or doing, like, screenings of pirated movies. I don't think anyone has ever been arrested for, like, just... or fined for just pirating a song or a game or a movie. I don't think that happens. Not a single fucking ship in this desert, dude. That being said... we also have a thing in Norway where, if you do weed, if you smoke weed, the police don't give a fuck. The police aren't gonna arrest you if you smoke weed. If you sell it, or grow it, or import it, you're going to jail. But if you just use it, nowadays, the police really don't give a shit. The worst part about pirating is having a trustable source. Yeah, like... Of course you want... Oh, Boba, hello. You want a, Of course you want a reliable source you can trust. Wow. You want a reliable... Oh, fuck, no. Hold on, what did we lose? I don't think we lost anything. I think it was just stuff in the car moved. Of course you want a reliable place to, like, download, to torrent from, but they're not that difficult to find. Like, I'm not gonna tell you, go to this track or go to that track, or there's probably some liability in that. And also, I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to that kind of stuff no more. Now that I have disposable income, I don't really need to pirate stuff anymore. But back in the day, it was never really that hard to, like, find it. Like, video games specifically, there's very easy to find a trusted cracking group. Probably easier to find a video game cracking group that you can trust than to find someone selling, you know, literal crack to trust. It's never enforced here? Okay, but then why are you... Then why isn't your plan to pirate Silksong? Because you make it sound... Oh my god. Boba? Boba, you did the GNU. That was 10,000 channel points for the GNU. Boba? What? I said hello, Boba, when she showed up. Why are you so surprised Boba's here? She's doing the thing where she's putting her pointer fingers together. She's doing the thing where she looks like... Where she looks with the baby eyes and then does the 2 pointer fingers together. I'm typing with a friend. Oh, that's a video game! Jesus Christ, I forgot that typing with a friend is a video game. I was like, do you mean you have like a friend over? And they're like one half on the left side of the keyboard, one half on the right? Boba grabbed a big plushie and she's showing me the plushie's butt. She's wiggling the plushie butt. I don't know how to feel about this. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna stop at this place and try to get some diesel. Holy shit! Okay, no, okay, that was close. Now she's covering her entire Discord camera with the plushie butt. Video game what? Typing with friends is a video game, no? Bro, you're good at this game? I'm surprised you didn't crash yet. This has just been the greatest 30 minutes of this video game I've ever played. I'm gonna fucking hella crash later. Now her webcam is just the face of the plushie, and she's making it through, like, nodding and shaking its head. I'm live commentating my fiance shoving a plushie in the webcam. She's got classes. She works full-time and she's got classes. She is much more, how would you say, practical than me. Productive. Basil, you keep giving reasons why pirating Silksong would be, like, practical to you. But you still haven't said why... Ow! You still haven't said why you're not, like, pirating it. If you know what I mean. Like, you keep being like... Yeah, pirating's, like, I could do it. There's no legal consequence. It's easy to do. It's cheap. It's free. You keep doing the thing where you're like, yeah, here's all the reasons why I should do it. But you're acting like you're not gonna do it. I'm very confused.
So this is where you're hiding.
Jesus Christ. I like how I pulled out the steak. Speaking of... We don't need this much meat. Food and water kills you very slowly. I'm not gonna look through all of those boxes. Just to find, like, a little bit of diesel. How are we doing on thirst? Very low on thirst for some reason. Why is that? I don't think we can drink from here. Can we? If we do... Oh, yes. Okay, sweet. Sandra, how's it going with the driver's license thingy? You doing the theoretical exams or like the test exams? Norway has a website that you can go on and be like, it basically gives you your driver's license exam, but like non-binding. And then you just do it and it tells you like how many you got right, how many you got wrong. Also tells you which ones you got right, which ones you got wrong. When I was gonna take my theoretical exam, I just went on that website and I like did it over and over again until I got everything right 3 times in a row. Then I went and took the theoretical exam. Holy shit, that's a scuffed fuel tank. BRB, I'll buy some food. This man will do everything except tell me why they're not pirating Silksong. Ugh. Basil, the type of person to do everything except pirate Silksong, or tell me why they're not gonna. Basil, if you don't want to pirate Silksong, that's perfectly fine. It's just to keep giving me reasons you're gonna for doing it without giving me reasons not to. I haven't used it in a minute due to life stuff. Do you have like a date set for the exam, or are you kind of like you're holding off on that? Because the way I did it when I took my driver's license is that the car school or the driving school I went to was like, because in Norway, if you want to get a driver's license, you have to either pay to rent a car at the I think this place over there only has water, at the Norwegian version of a DMV, or you have to rent a car at a driving school. And the driving school is way cheaper. So how it worked for me is I rented at the driver's school, which means they were like, okay, you can only have the car by this time. So you have to get your driver's license by this. Kasan, take it for the raid, brother. Kasan, it's been a while. How's it going in Australia? I fucking never get to be on Twitch, dude. Hold on, Boba's showing me a Kirby. She's got a Kirby on the back of her phone. So nice Kirby. Kasan, how you doing? Long time no see, Ghost Boy. That's me. I'm Ghost. Found fucking half a liter of fuel. Kasan, I saw you were playing Fortnite, right? Earlier today, Pop Socket is what those are called. Earlier today, I opened my Twitch. There were 4 people streaming. They were all Australian. There's literally everyone on my Twitch. How do I drop the cigarette? No. Take off the cigarette. And then drop it. There we go. Okay, I need a new one. There we go. How you doing? Fortnite was not working well at all, so I gave up. Yeah, Bitta, Fortnite, and Dead by Daylight. For 1 second there, when you typed Bitta, I thought you were German. For 1 second there, I was like, why would Kasan, an Australian, say please in German? So I gave up. What was you were playing a game earlier this week. You had like an absolutely like gamer going live message. And then you played a game that was called like AI Warframe or whatever it was. I haven't had fucking any time to watch any streams. But I got the going live message, which I read it and I couldn't understand what it was saying. And then I saw you were playing a game. AI Limit. That might have been it. Hold on. I'm gonna do something stupid. By the way, Kasan Raiders, we're playing The Long Drive. It's a game where you drive through the desert for 5,000 kilometers. Today we're crossing 4,000 kilometers. This has taken 60 hours. AI Limit, was it? Boba sent me a reel. I'm gonna watch the reel while driving. God, she sent me 2. This might be a crash. The reel is a drawing of a tiny lady. Someone throws cheese on her face. She licks the cheese and then she explodes. I like it. Then she sent me a reel of a girl yawns and a guy goes absolutely fucking ballistic because it's cute. I'm hitting the heart reacts. I'm live commentating Instagram flirting with my fiance. Yo, by the way, Fish, I saw Fish, you showed up at like the, hold on, I want, okay, wait, no, if you pause the game, the physics do not pause. So if I do this while we're moving, the items still move when you unpause. Hold on. Fish, you sent a message earlier. I didn't get to read it because of the raid. I snorted 12 lines and I'm now the engine of that bus. Maybe I shouldn't have gone back and read the line. Curse of long experience. The game was horrendous. Don't recommend. The combat was so bad. If you want a great soul-like action game, hit up Berserker Kasan. I do remember you streaming that, right? You did stream that. Because I saw you were streaming Berserker Kasan, and I was like, they made a game named after you? They made you a video game? Kasan, what was wrong with Fortnite today? When you say not working well, do you mean it was like fucked up like internet-wise, or was it like you just got like ganked by sweat? Kasan was really good. You were streaming that for a while. I'm not really looking for soul-like games right now. Because right now I'm playing The Long Drive, and then off-stream I'm playing RimWorld. And then a little TF2. Oh no. Oh, we hit something invisible. We hit... Either we're just gonna slow down or we're about to go to the fucking moon. We hit a bat! I saw it in the fucking... saying prayers in the street light. We hit a bat. And we nearly got fucking launched to the stratosphere. This game has evil physics. That could have been destroy the bus territory. Constantly stuttering and jerky when I stream it. I remember trying to stream Fortnite. Sandra, do you remember when we streamed Fortnite? I had to turn down my graphics to like nothing to be able to properly stream Fortnite. I always thought, oh, don't hit the rabbit. I always thought that Fortnite was like one of those games that could run on a potato. Like I thought Fortnite would run on anything. Then I like played it for the first time in years, and I tried to stream it, and that shit was not optimized. Fortnite is silly with its graphics. My PC can't run Fortnite. Fortnite looks good. On max graphics, Fortnite looks good. It does not look so good as to run that poorly. It's fine when I play off stream. Here too. I can play Fortnite max graphics off stream. But the second OBS gets involved, we have to do some encoding. We have to, you know, send this data. No. Fortnite says you gotta go Nintendo 64 mode. Yeah, it does. It's fucking stupid. Why does it run bad? We need diesel. For the love of God, do you have any diesel? I don't want to have to walk to a fucking gas station. Oh, we started on 30. We've used 30% of our fuel just getting here. I don't need gas. I need diesel.
Now,
Not now.
the others will.
Did you see the muscle flash happen like 2 seconds after I fired? That was... No gas. No gas. If we run out of fuel, I'm gonna have to fucking walk until I find some diesel. There's no ships. There's not a single ship. I'm pretty sure that the huge amount of skins is quite intensive, especially for ReRAM. Each individual skin is not that bad, though. Like, when you start a Fortnite match, everyone spawns in on this tiny island, so they're in render distance of each other. And all of the skins and shit... Upper Tassie 4677, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Did you come with Kassan or did you come on your own? Like, all of that is... everyone spawns on the same island, so all of the skins and emotes and all of that stuff gets loaded in. Like, it builds a cache, which is why the first tiny little island loads so poorly. So, unless you have... Like, either it should run fine from there, because the cache is already built, or it should run way poorer overall, because you don't have enough VRAM to keep it all loaded. You just shot that guy off the rip? Homie, we've been killing like 400 zombies in this game. There was a time where I stuck a zombie to the roof of the bus, and I drove him around for like 500 kilometers just, you know, as a lesson. We are far beyond... Is that a ship? Oh, it's a ship. We might be saved. We're far beyond feeling any sympathy for the zombies. When we stop at McDonald's, we got bacon in the car. We got bacon, we got chocolate, we got a double-barrel shotgun, a revolver, a fucking 9-9. I forget what the rest of the Rap God lyrics are. If I see a McDonald's, I'll stop at McDonald's. But I gotta be honest with you, homie. I think the only thing we're seeing is zombies, gas stations, and ships. Oba keeps putting the plushie in the webcam. It's like every time I look over at the other monitor, I'm just like staring at a giant red panda plushie, like deep in the eyes of its soul. My papa told me to work smarter and not harder. Buddy, I want you to take a look around. Like your favorite Limp Bizkit song, take a look around. If you see a McDonald's, I'll stop at a McDonald's. I've been driving through this desert on a bus with no name. Why? Because it felt good to be out of the rain. And I've done it for 3,936 kilometers. We're 60 fucking hours into this. If there's a McDonald's, I am stopping at it and I'm buying every single Big Mac Ronald McDonald's hands can make. If you've driven 4,000 kilometers through a desert, you deserve a cheat day at McDonald's. Bao Mao wants the attention and being a big squishy red panda. Boba asked me to name the giant red panda plushie, and just the second she asked it, Bao Mao, which is Chinese for bun cat, jumped into my brain. I don't know where. It's like God fucking put his hands on my brains when I write rhymes. I go blind and let the Lord do his thing. There's so many rap references in the last like minute, and just Bao Mao came to me. It's like a vision. For 1 second, God shone through my eyes to put a name to a plushie. If this same thing doesn't happen when I have to come up with like name ideas for our kids, I'm gonna go to church and be like, God, why are you putting more effort into a plushie than literal humans? I have a Yippee creature plushie and it's amazing. Fish, a couple of questions. Where do you buy one of those? Because I might be interested in getting one of those. And second, is it unwoke to call them autism creature? Because in my head, those things were called autism creature as like a form of representation, not as a form of derision. But like, I thought the deal was autistic people self-identified with them. Well, what is the correct term for them? I'm no clue. Got it from my sister. Fucking based sister. Is our destination grandma's house? Yup, and it's a short 5,000 kilometer drive. If I was making this game, I would put it in that if you reach grandma's house within like 70 hours, grandma's alive and you get cookies. If you take more than 70 hours, grandma's a zombie and either she kills you or you kill grandma or you drive away, but you don't get any cookies. That would be like the mod I put in this game. Now, the world record speedrun for this game is like 13 hours, I think. 5,000 kilometers? I think 13 hours is the world record speedrun, last time I checked. I thought you had already beat this game. No. I got 60 hours in it. 4,000 kilometers. By the way, this is a spoiler alert, but when you get to the end, there's not a house. The road just stops. Like, when you drive, the road just disappears after 5,000 kilometers. The game isn't finished. It's still being developed. It's not totally abandoned. It just had a huge update like a year ago. But, like, I said it just had an update 1 year ago. That should tell you the development speed this game is at. I didn't beat the game. I was at like 3,600 kilometers before I came back to it. I had given up on the game when I ran out of like time to stream. Like when I started working a real job and I went from streaming like 28 hours a week to like 5 hours a week. And like my viewership got cut down to like 25% of what it used to be. At that point, I had effectively dropped the game. Then it was like, you know what? Fuck it. I wanna complete this. I wanna drive 5,000 kilometers. Deal Rob. Shit, I forgot that the J word is a slur. I forgot that ROB is a slur towards the unemployed. Well, Fish, both of us have a job now. Wait, Kisan, you don't have a job, right? Like, your deal was you quit the job for streaming, right? So today is the day. This is not the day we beat the game. We have 1,000 kilometers. If I drive 100 if I average 100 kilometers an hour, it's gonna take 10 hours. I got a real job and like a fiance and friends and other hobbies. I'm not streaming 10 hours of this game today. I've been trying to get a job. I recently saw that was local. Ooh, you want to talk about what kind of job it is? I know talking about like your job on Twitch is like asking a veteran how they felt about the war. But I gotta be honest with you, after I got like a real life job, I've been kind of like job max. 51 liters of diesel. We are saved, mateys. I don't know why, but I went pirate mode. That's gonna keep us going for a while. I'm not sure how long. 17. I'm not sure how far we can get on 80 liters. I'm not sure how efficient the engine is. In case people don't know, this, where like everything is mixed up, it's impossible to separate it. You can't separate it without a mod, and this playthrough is basically unmodded. I have a mod that removes like the sex dolls and the literal shit and the literal piss. I have a mod that removes that kind of stuff. And then just a couple quality of life things, but I don't have a mod that lets me separate. Very rare, an office job shows up in the country, and it's not remote? Wait, Kisan, do you live in the outback? You guys call it the bush? Like, what? I don't know why, but in my head, I was like, every single Australian I know lives in, like, Canberra. Except the one Australian I know, IRL, lives in Bendigo. He grew up in Bendigo. Don't live in Bendigo no more, but... I'm proud that you got a job. Thank you. It pays me money that I spend on food and rent. Between Vic and North-South Wales. Between Victoria and New South Wales. North-South Wales? What the fuck was I thinking? I live 45 minutes from Bendigo? Okay, so Kisan, let me give you the rundown on this. Every single Australian I knew before I knew you was, first of all, they were trans, which cool. And every single Australian I knew IRL was from Bendigo. And then the first Australian I knew after this was you, who is also from Bendigo. But what I'm trying to say is every single Australian I know is either... Hold on a second. Is either trans or from nearby to Bendigo. And I just want to know what are the chances of. What are the chances? Like, if we assume Australia has a regular trans population, 1% chance, times like 4 Australian trans people I knew. How many Australians are from Bendigo? Like, less than 1% of Australians are from Bendigo? I'm like the only fucking human being who only Australians they know are trans or from Bendigo. Bendigo is a pretty popular spot. Gold Rush City? Didn't the Gold Rush end like 40 years ago? I thought like 17.445% live in Bendigo or are trans. Bendigo is pretty big. I gotta be honest with you. The only things I know about Bendigo is that one Rick and Morty Michael Cusack episode where you go to Bendigo to get me green cube. And the one person I know who's from Bendigo said that they have kangaroos. Like when I moved to Japan, one of the first people I spoke to was a trans man from Australia. And I said, like, I only knew at that point, I only knew about Bendigo. So I was like, hey, you ever been to Bendigo? And they were like, I'm from Bendigo. Then I said, oh, have you ever seen a kangaroo IRL? Which is probably the most annoying question to ask an Australian. And they were like, yeah, of fucking course. They hang around behind the bar. Like, they told me that there's a bar in Bendigo, like the region of Bendigo they're from. They're from like the countryside of Bendigo. Might actually be close to where you're from. And they had like there was a bar there, and behind the bar, all like the kangaroos would hang out. And every once in a while, someone would get drunk and like try to fight the kangaroos, and everyone at the bar would be like, no, you fucking don't. They will kill you. You will die. They're still mining gold. Gotta go to Bendigo. Give me green cube. I wish I had a good Australian accent. If I did, I would just pretend to be Saxton Hale every day. Saxton here! I can't do it. I'm gonna fucking ruin my voice. Is TF2 popular in Australia? Because Australia is popular in TF2. Having a quick smoke with a kangaroo. Plinktosis. That's more British than Australian, though they're not too far apart. Kassan, it would be so fucked up if the one person I know, like IRL from Australia, is from like the same part of Bendigo that you are. Because if me telling that story makes you go, I wonder if they're talking about this bar. It's like, how many bars in Bendigo have like kangaroos hanging outside the back of it? Listen, I don't want to stereotype Australia, okay? I know the obvious joke is like, it's Australia. All of them do. But like, at some point, we're stereotyping. Listen, I don't smoke, but if you gave me the chance of having a cigarette with a kangaroo, that's a very weird way of pronouncing kangaroo. I think Australians just call them roos. That's at least what the IRL Australians said. They said roos. I think that would be like one of the most persuasive ways of getting me to smoke a cigarette. If you told me I could hang out and be chill with a kangaroo, all I needed to do was smoke a cigarette, that would get me close to smoking a cigarette. I wouldn't do it, but it would get me close. Plenty of places near the outskirts of places have kangaroos. There are heaps where I live. How many kangaroos live in Australia? Because I gotta be honest, if I had to guess, listen, my knee reaction on how many kangaroos live in Australia is like 200,000. But if I think about it, it's probably like 2 million, right? There's like probably 2 million kangaroos in Australia. You won't find them in the main city, but you will definitely find roos out country towns. So, do kangaroos sometimes just like walk into 25 to 40 million? Jesus fucking... Wait, how many Australians are there? Because in my head, there's 40 million Australians. There might be like 80 million Australians, but in my head, there's 40 million Australians. Are you telling me there's as many kangaroos as there are Australians? That's kind of messed up. Like, Australia is not the Australians' country. It's the kangaroos. Kangaroos should be allowed to vote. 25 to 27 million Aussies? I like how you're more confident about the number of kangaroos than the number of Australians. There are more kangaroos. Holy fuck. How do you deal with that? How do you fall asleep at night knowing that there are more kangaroos than there are Australians? Like, that's kind of scary. If someone told me that there are more moose in Norway than there are people, I wouldn't be able to sleep. And I don't know if I'd be able to eat. I get, like, fucked up, dude. And I think a kangaroo is, like, more mentally draining than a moose. No, but what I wanted... Oh, we nearly hit that rock. What I wanted to ask is, do kangaroos sometimes just, like, walk into downtown? Like, downtown Canberra? Like, downtown Sydney? Does a kangaroo ever walk up to the Opera House? Or do they get stopped before they get that far? Because in Norway, sometimes, like, a moose will just walk into, Sometimes a moose will just, like, walk into downtown cities in Norway. Like, Oslo, Bergen, Stavanger, Trondheim, Tromsø. Like, the biggest cities. Sometimes a moose will just walk into downtown. And all of the tourists will freak out and film it. And all of the locals will go like, I think we should call the police on this. Our next door neighbor's dog fought a kangaroo recently and was messing it up. Huskies apparently tops a kangaroo. So you're saying it goes kangaroos on top, then huskies, then humans. We're not stopping here. Right now, we want to use this time to get some kilometers. We want to cross 4,000 today. Should take about, like, it should take less than an hour. Unless we fucking crash and die. But, the only place we're stopping is at ships. Because the only thing we really need right now is diesel. So, we actually need food because we're starving. There you go. The only place we're stopping right now is ship, so we're not gonna stop any place else. We're trying to gain kilometers. We're distance maxing. Fish and Kisan, by the way, you guys hyped for Silksong? It's coming out in like 12 days. Silksong on September 4th. I was 0% hyped for Silksong until they revealed the release date, and then I got hyped. Oh, Silksong is hype. Kisan, have you been on the Silksong hype train this whole time? Or have you been like... Did you get into the Silksong hype like recently? Because I did not care about Silksong until like 2 days ago. I did not think about Silksong until like 24 hours ago. I don't really play Metroidvanias, but I'll try it. I mean, did you try Hollow Knight? Because Hollow Knight is probably the best Metroidvania of the decade. Hollow Knight came out in 2019, right? In the past 10 years, I don't think there's been a better Metroidvania than Hollow Knight. I didn't even play the DLC. I don't know if the DLCs are goated or if the DLCs are mid. I didn't play them. I still think Hollow Knight is a fantastic game. I played all of Hollow Knight. I had forgotten about Silksong because nothing had happened for so long. That's the fucking truth. One game I've been waiting for the longest time to appear, Routine. I haven't heard about Routine. What's Routine about? But it was a dead game. I tried Hollow Knight. I didn't really like it that much. I think Silksong is just gonna be more Hollow Knight. So you might not enjoy Silksong, though. Maybe you should still give it a try. I don't know why I'm selling Silksong that hard. Hollow Knight sold 15 million copies and it's one of the best reviewed games of all time. Silksong is gonna make a lot of money. Hold on a second. I gotta go grab my water. I forgot my water on the couch. I gotta go grab my water. I'm actually gonna grab my water. I was gonna say something else. I'm gonna grab my water. I'm not even gonna mute my mic. It's like 3 meters away. Got my water. Oi, oi, oi. Ah. 80s style sci-fi shooter. I haven't heard about Routine before. I fucking love H2O, dude. You guys know when MF Doom said he was gonna turn H2O to cognac? If he did that to me, I would be kind of pissed because I really like water and I don't like cognac at all. I'm not sure if cognac is a popular drink overseas. Like, has anyone here even heard about cognac before? Because, like, every time I talk about cognac or akevit, there's, like, only Norwegians who drink it. And I understand it. Because it fucking sucks. Like, most Norwegians who drink only drink cognac during Christmas. They drink one shot of it during Christmas dinner, one shot of it during the dinner the day afterwards, and one shot of it on New Year's Eve dinner. And then the rest of the year, they don't give a fuck. Yeah? Yes, and you've heard of it? Or yes, and no one else drinks it? I'll try it anyway. Biggest reason I didn't like it was the map system and exploration. But way too lost and find it frustrating that I couldn't just see where I was on the map, and yeah. You can see where you are on the map, though. No? Like, in one of the first areas of Hollow Knight, there's an NPC that tells you a compass that shows where you are on the map, right? I've heard of it, never drank it. Okay, you are Estonia, which makes you, like, if you're not Nordic, then you are very close to being considered Nordic. So it might be that it's in Estonia, but not, like, the rest of them. What was I talking about before I started talking about cognac? I was gonna say something about Silksong. I was gonna say something about Oh yeah! Did you guys see why Silksong was delayed so long? Like, why it took them forever to make Silksong? They released an interview where they were like, why did it take so long to make Silksong? And I thought it was gonna be like, it took a long time to release Silksong because we, like, had to start the project all over again, or we ran into this technical issue, or blah, 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 blah. There was gonna be some, like, big reason. No, the reason it took so long is that that's just how long it took. Like, legit, they were just working on Silksong at a reasonable pace for 6 years. And that's why it took 6 years. That's fucking cool. Like, why did it take 6 years to make Silksong? It's just how long it took. There's a charm that takes a slot and just, I don't know, rub me the... I don't think that's a charm. I might be misremembering Hollow Knight, but I think that's just a passive item. I might be thinking about, like, Hollow Knight after a patch, but I'm pretty sure that was just, like, something you got for free. 6 years for 3 people is not long at all. Fans are just impatient. I do agree that the devs didn't do anything wrong, but I also think that they could have been more vocal about, like, the game. Like, they could have been more vocal about, like, the development process. Been more like, hey, here's what we did. Like, you know, Deltarune, when chapters 3 and 4 were about to come out? When they did, like, a, they did, like, hey, here's everything that isn't finished yet. And then every time they finish something, they cross it off the list. So you got, like, kinda real-time updates on what they did with Deltarune. It would have been nice to have something similar for Silksong. You wouldn't need to go as detailed as Deltarune did, but more just like, hey, here's how many enemies we currently have finished. And then like a year later be like, here's how many enemies we have finished now. 6 years and we make a ton of money so easy. Silksong is gonna make a ton of money. Even if Silksong is a bad video game, it's still gonna make a lot of money. And I think Silksong is gonna be a pretty good video game. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it, because I don't have a lot of time to stream. I would like to stream it, but it comes out on September 4th. The Voices of the Void update is scheduled for mid-October. It might come out earlier. If Voices of the Void update comes out, when it comes out, I'm gonna stream it. If I'm halfway through Silksong and Voices of the Void update comes out, I'm playing Voices of the Void update. That's just the way it is. So I don't know if I'm gonna stream Silksong. I might play it off stream. I might stream it. I'm not gonna stream Metal Gear Delta. There's just no time for it. And also, Metal Gear Delta, I thought, up until like a week ago, I thought Metal Gear Delta was like a complete remake of Metal Gear Solid 3. But no, it's only a graphical upgrade. They only, it's like the Oblivion remaster. They only like upgraded the graphics. They didn't change anything else. Like, all of the voice acting is the same, for example. So I'm not that interested in Metal Gear Delta no more. I might just not play Metal Gear Delta. All the art has been made by one guy, like all of it. I saw in the interview, the guy who made the art for Hollow Knight Silksong said that at some point he had a realization that all the art he made was gonna be put in the game. So at one point he just had to stop himself from making new art. Because he said, like, if I make art, that ship is too far away. If I make art, it's gonna be put in the game. And if I keep going like this, it's gonna take 10 more years to finish the game, so I just gotta stop. I mean, the dev addressed why they were so silent about why they didn't do that. I forgot the reason they said. They did give a reason. I forgot it, but I also thought the reason was kind of lame. Like, I think what they said, and this might be wrong, but I think what they said is, it looked like the community was having fun with speculating on the release date and such, and they didn't want to ruin the fun. Which, to me, just sounds like a complete misread of the situation. Because when I was looking at, like, Silksong news and shit, I was not seeing people having fun. I was seeing people going through stages of psychosis. Artemis, welcome in. The fucking twerking emotes. I am so mad because people had twerking emotes, and then I made a twerking emote, or my fiance made one for me. Boba made me a twerking emote, and then I tried to put my twerking emote on Twitch. Twitch said, you can't do that, it's too sexual. And then all the twerking emotes were banned on Twitch. And I put my twerking emote on Better Twitch TV so we can still have it in the chat. And now twerking emotes are allowed again. And I'm too lazy to go and make my twerking emote an actual emote. Ugh. Like, posting updates take labor and giving examples about any... Oh, we just drove over that rock. That was dangerous. About any work would just spoil the game? Well, there's a different... Dude, I'm sad. Don't lazy for my stuff. Okay, I'll upload it as an official emote. The greatest way of getting me to do something is for Boba to say she's sad about it. The game that's about exploration is just the update will be, yeah, we're still making it, and I don't know when it will release, and I'll updates would just infuriate more people. Fish, there's a fault in your reasoning. Like, you're saying we can't say what we've developed because it's gonna spoil the game. But you don't have to say what it was you made. You just have to say, at most, an amount. Like, you could just say, this month, we added 3 new enemies. You don't have to say what the enemies are. Just say we made 3 new enemies. You could say this month, we finished X amount of screens. And that would be enough. You don't have to say what the screens are. You could say we finished a new movement mechanic. Or like we started working on a new movement mechanic. Like you don't have to say what it is specifically. You don't even have to say the number. You can say this month we focus on making enemies. Me when I'm at McDonald's at 4 a.m. telling random people they look bad. Martin, thank you for the gnome, by the way. They can say what they develop, it would just take... We're gonna fucking die. We're dead. Okay, we got lucky. That could have launched us into space. Take even more time and still not guaranteed to not piss people off. They're already getting death threats and harassment from people, if I recall correctly. See, that is bad. They should not have gotten it. They should not have gotten harassment and death threats, but that does not mean I cannot voice my own criticism of it. Hold on a second. There we go. No Fresno space program. We're gonna get launched into space eventually. And remember, we are trying to steal the UFO. When the aliens show up with their fucking haunted spaceship, I am popping out the window and popping the spaceship. We saw the UFO like once. Hold on. R plus mouse. Open cylinder. We don't want to do that. I thought it said cycle cylinder. There you go. We're gonna shoot the aliens and we're gonna try to steal their spaceship, but it hasn't been working out so far. Code 34? Nobody cared that I killed a kid. What game did I play that let me murder a child? No, but, I agree that it would, like, it literally would be more work on the developers to make a post like that. Minecraft, probably. Code 34 is too early to have been Minecraft. It would literally add... We're probably going to that ship, by the way. It would literally add more development time. But we're talking, like, less than 10 minutes to make a tweet or a Discord post. Like, just typing a Discord post that says, like, this month we made new enemies, which is just a very funny thing to say. Okay, we're not going to that ship. Or sleep. Please don't run into a light pole while we're doing this. Oh my god. Oh, we fucking dodged it. We got so close. We hit a rock, but we lived. Okay, we got so fucking close to hitting that one light pole. Oh. NetTech 1987, probably. You know what? I'm gonna alt-tab while driving. Quote 34. Quote 34. What game was that? It Takes Two. Oh, that was when I was playing It Takes Two with Boba. It was actually Boba that made the quote. What moment do you kill a child in It Takes Two? You kill an elephant? You kill a bunch of bees? When do you kill a child in It Takes Two? Kill a squirrel? Hold on a second. I have to mute my mic so you guys don't hear like metal on metal when I close my giant fucking 2-liter the thermos. That ship is close enough. We still need more diesel, so I am gonna head over. That's actually the same ship we saw just a minute ago, right? I don't remember a single child in It Takes Two. Only game I can remember where like you can kill a kid is RimWorld, but I'm pretty sure there's only kids you see are friendly. Fish, I appreciate you giving me bits. I do, but I'm not sure if this is the right way to spend your
I'm on
hard-earned money.
Georgetown Geronimo.
Well, if you're on the Georgetown Geronimos, I don't feel it's my place to criticize you. Please, spend all the bits you want. Ugh. What the fuck were we talking about before we talked about Silksong? I feel this entire stream I've just been talking about Silksong. I keep fucking looking at chat and almost hitting stuff. I feel like we're just like fucking minutes away from hitting a rock and going to fucking Mars. Okay, do we have... What did we hit? We like bounced on. Do we have any diesel? 74. We are using diesel real fast. I thought the bus was way more fuel efficient. Granted, it does have the biggest fuel tank in the game, but... Good news about the Godot streaming whatever thingy. I found the project that can actually continue making it. Hell yeah. Oil. Do you have like an idea for how you want your text tuber to work? And also, are you the first person to be a text tuber? Like, or are you gonna be the first text tuber? Is this something that has existed before? I was not cooking horrible coding. Would you say you are the pirate software of text tubers? I still get like pirate software code reviews on my recommended. I saw 2 of them weeks ago, and I'm still getting recommended pirate software code reviews. It is literally like when VTubers first popped off, and I watched 2 VTuber videos, and then like a million of them showed up in my recommended. Oil. Diesel. By the way, I went to the dentist, right? I was on a diesel. In Norway, dentistry, dental health is not covered by like socialized healthcare. Shady Cicada on YouTube. I haven't heard of them before. You have to pay for your own dental care. And then I learned that, hey, in Norway, if it's before the year you turn 29, like if you are in the year you turn 29 or younger, you get 75% off at public dental clinics. So I thought, wow, it's good I found out about that like 6 months before it's too late for me. So I thought I'm gonna go to a public dental clinic and get like all my shit worked out. I didn't think I had anything wrong with my teeth. I just thought if there's anything wrong, this is the perfect time to find out about it. But getting into a public like dentistry clinic takes a lot of time. So I went to a private clinic first. Just so I could get like an appointment like on the day, basically. And I could like go to the private clinic and like, you know, figure out if there was something wrong and then go to the public clinic and like just get it taken care of. Have it? Oh, I still got it. So I went to a private clinic. They said that I don't have any holes, but I got 3 things that could like develop into... Wait, you guys don't call it holes in English. You guys call it cavities, right? In Norwegian, we just call it holes. We just say holes in your teeth. They said I don't have any, but it could, I have 3 things I might develop into it. So I said, okay, and then I took that info, and I was gonna call up a public dentistry office, and be like, hey, get me an appointment to, fix this thing in my teeth. I call up a public dentist office. I'm not gonna say their name. I'm gonna, obfuscate the name, but this is how the conversation... I called the phone, and this is what I heard. Hello, this is Downtown Dentistry. We are currently closed. Wait, hold on. Yeah, we're currently closed because of vandalism. And then it hung up. The fucking dentist office was closed because of vandalism. Forgot what vandalism was called in English. I need to take a moment to remember. In Norwegian, we don't say vandalism, we say hardverk, which literally means the army did this. Or the military did this. Oh, there's the road. But they were like, yeah, the dentist office is fucking closed because of vandalism. Who the fuck vandalizes a dentist office? And it's a public one. If you went to a private dentistry and you got a bill of $50 trillion, I get it. I understand. It's a public office. But it costs money. It costs less money than a private one, but why a dentist office? But what the... It's a person who's scared of the dentist took things a little too far? I don't... It's such a weird thing to get mad at to the point of vandalizing. I started thinking, I was like, did the dentist office, recently hire, a canceled dentist? Did they hire a dentist that had, killed people in the past? Speaking of, in my hometown, we had a fucking... How do I say this? The dentist of my parents' generation. The guy who was the dentist in my hometown when my parents were growing up was... Well, he had a reputation. He had a reputation of being really fucking rough with the patients. Literally. One time, my mom went to the dentist. She needed to get one of her teeth removed. This was back when she was young. She had to remove teeth to get braces put in. She had too many teeth. They needed to pull they said you need to pull one tooth. So she went to the dentist. And she was gonna pull a tooth. It's in Norway. You go to an orthodontist, and they tell you, here's what you need to do to get braces. And they said, pull this tooth. Then she went to the dentist, and the dentist saw the paper from the orthodontist, was gonna pull the tooth. It took so fucking long, and he pulled so fucking hard, my mom got bruises all over, her right cheek. The doctor didn't, punch her or do anything. He just pulled so fucking hard and so fucking rough that my mom got bruises from it. Some people were wondering, did your parents hit you? Which they didn't, but that's how fucking bad it was. And it gets worse, because she got the tooth removed, and then, they waited until it healed, and then she went to the orthodontist, and she was like, okay, give me braces, and the orthodontist was like, yeah, you gotta pull another tooth. They're you gotta pull another tooth on the other side of your face. So she had to go back to the same fucking dentist. There's only one dentist in the entire fucking county. Pulled a tooth on the other side of her face. Same thing happened. The other side of her face got all bruised up. And now more people were like, did your parents hit you? And the answer was still no, but holy shit. My parents, my family has a history of funny medical accidents, you can say, because that happened to my mom. My mom has a brother who is my uncle, and I know it's complicated, but that's how it works. He is deadly afraid of syringes. He hates needles. He does not want to get poked with a needle or anything like that. He has nightmares about it. And he went to a doctor. The doctor said, hey, you got like some weird like stuff here. You gotta take a blood test. And we have to send the blood test to like a specialized lab. And my uncle was like, I fucking hate needles. I don't want to get a blood test. I don't want someone to fucking pierce my skin with a piece of metal and pull my insides out. I don't want that. And the doctor was like, listen, you might have a serious disease. You might have like some actually life-threatening stuff here. The only way for us to know is to do a blood test. And my uncle was legit like, should I risk having this terminal disease or should I go get my blood drawn? Like, which is worse? And he was legit worrying about that. And he said, you know what? I know I hate needles. I know I'm scared of needles. I'm gonna be a fucking adult and I'm gonna get my blood drawn. And he went to the doctor and he was gonna get his blood drawn. And he was so scared. And he couldn't hold properly still. And it took so much... Oh, that noise is IRL. I thought there was a fucking helicopter in-game. The next door neighbor, they're doing like renovations on the apartment. Sometimes there's weird noises. Yes, they're sawing something, but that sounded like a helicopter. Wait a second. Okay, I just wanted to double check if it was a UFO. So he was like freaking out and he kept moving around and the doctor needed to like calm him down before he could even like put the needle in him. And since he was moving around, they couldn't get like blood properly drawn. It took fucking ever to get the blood drawn. And they needed to get 5 vials. It might have been more, it might have been less, but they needed to get multiple vials of blood. And it took so much work to get that blood drawn. And they finally got it. My uncle was like, oh, thank fucking God it's over. And he got so stressed from that. It probably, like, lowered his expected mortality by, like, 2 years. And then they put the blood samples on a train. And they sent the train to the hospital. And the samples got destroyed on the way. The train was too shaky. And all 5 of the vials broke. And the doctor and the hospital called the doctor. And the doctor called my uncle and said, hey, the fucking train broke the vials. We need to draw your blood again. And, like, according to my mom and, like my grandparents and everyone else, when they told my uncle, he passed out. Like, they didn't use the Norwegian word for pass out. But, like, the way they described it, it sounded like he basically just, like, collapsed. But he did act like an adult. And he did go to the doctor. And it took an equally long time to get the blood test. But they did get 5 vials of blood out of him. Again. And then they put them on a train, sent them to the hospital. They arrived, they tested the blood, and my uncle was perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with him at all. He did not have whatever scary disease it was they were testing for. He didn't even have a vitamin deficiency. He was as healthy as a horse. He was as healthy as you can humanly be for a man in your early 20s, I think it was at the time. So all of that was just for peace of mind. And it's, you know, I feel sympathy for my uncle, because, you know, he's a nice guy and had to go through all of that shit, which he absolutely hated, but, like, it is very funny, though. And he laughs about it nowadays. Like, nowadays, he laughs about it. He's like, do you guys remember the time my fucking blood vials got broken? I had to be traumatized for a second time in, like, a month? Needles? More like, ugh, no, I hate that. Yet the estrogen is in the needles. There's fish. I think we've talked about this before. But, like, there's several ways of administering estrogen. Like, you can eat estrogen. You can, get it as, like, a needle. You can, like, an injection, I guess is the right way of saying it. There's even patches. Like, I was gonna say caffeine patches. No, but there are, like nicotine patches. There's estrogen patches. Like, if you hate needles, why can't you get one of the other options? If it's not available where you live, then my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry about that, but like, I gotta ask. And like, also, what other methods are there besides though? Also, we should sleep. I'm gonna sleep while driving, because I'm a menace to civilized society. But I want to do it on a straight. I have injections for undisclosed based AF reasons. If you have your reasons, you have your reasons. I'm just gonna pry into it. But I do feel some sympathy for you not being able to take it in the way you would be most comfortable. But what other ways are there? Okay, hold on. There are also pellets I can put into your body and they last for like 6 months. What do you mean pellets? Because when you say pellets, I'm thinking either a shotgun round or like rabbit food. Okay, fish, you can either get estrogen by eating rabbit food, and it's exactly the same as rabbit food in taste and consistency and everything, except it has no nutrition and it's estrogen. Or you can load it into a shotgun and be shot with it. It doesn't damage you, but it hurts as much as a real shotgun blast would. But you only need to do the shotgun blast once every 6 months, but the rabbit food thingy is daily. Which one would you rather have? Small little bits of estrogen, I think. No, but I mean, like, do you eat it? Like, do you eat a capsule that has pellets in it? Or do you, like, crunch up the pellets or what? But speaking of crunched up, holy shit. I learned something fucked up about my diet. You guys might... Oh, and after this, remind me to tell you about the hijab story. Because that sounds so weird, but I saw a cool hijab today. I want to talk about it. It's just a nice story. But I saw, so I've talked about on stream before that I like to get this candy. I like to surgically implant it into your body, usually butt. Okay, so it's kinda similar to like those birth control implants. I'm not talking about an IUD. I'm talking about the little stick they put into your skin that I think gives you progesterone. Is it the same thing? But, I talked about this before on stream. I like to go to the store, and I like to buy, like, candy by the pound, which is a very cheap way of getting candy in Norway. Where I only put one type of candy in the bag, because you can't buy it standalone. You can only get it as, like, candy by the pound. Which are these small, like, it's powder-based candy, but it's very hard. It's a very hard, like, tiny little tablet that is so nice to crunch. And I went and read the nutrition on them the last time I got them. They are 99.9% candy. Sorry, 99.9% sugar, which means that they are pure carbohydrates, which means that they are... Well, we're not going to stop here, by the way. Which means that they are 4 calories per gram. Which means 100 grams of this is 400 calories. That is nearly twice as much as chicken. And I've been, like, buying that at Candy by the Pound, where you usually buy way more candy than you should buy. And I've eat way too fucking much of that shit. 400 calories per 100 grams? Holy fuck. Probably really good if you want to put on weight, but Jesus. Candy by the Cow. You're getting there. You might work this into a joke in like the next couple of attempts. You're getting closer. What is the cheapest way of getting candy in Norway? Cheapest way of getting candy in Norway is you go to a you go to one of the cheaper grocery stores, and then they have lollipops, and the lollipops are like literally 10 cents or 20 cents for a lollipop, and they have no branding on them. It doesn't even say who fucking made the lollipops. They just exist. The only thing on them is on like the white stick is a barcode you scan. That's the only thing on them. That's the cheapest candy in Norway. Alternatively, there's a store called Europrice, which I think you find all over the EU, which is a store where you can buy 0.1 NOK. No, 1 NOK. When I say cent, I mean US dollars or euros. So 0.1 euros, 0.1 USD. You go to Europrice. It's a store that imports stuff from the EU, tax-free, basically. I think that's how it works. And if you buy candy by the pound at Europrice, candy by the pound on Saturdays is like half price or something crazy. It is so fucking cheap. It is like insane how cheap it is. And I never go. Because every Saturday I would stream, I would wake up and I would stream until the store closes and I couldn't get it. But this next Saturday I'm not streaming. And I'm thinking about moving the stream to Friday. Because I gotta be honest, streaming on Friday just is nicer for me. Because that means I get the whole weekend to spend with Boba, and I get... there's just more people here on Friday. And this is also one of the times I used to stream before, on Friday. Saturday stream was something I started with after I started working. I didn't used to do Saturday stream. If that ship is really close to the road, we're gonna go there. Holy shit, we're so close to 10K. We're so close to 4K. We are 10 kilometers away. We are gonna cross 4K in just a couple of minutes. We need to collectively send Freshno a box of candy from around the world. I would not say no to it, but I'm not giving you my address. No, Boba, I'm not gonna stream on Saturday. I'm only streaming on Friday today. Boba DM'd me a question. This week, I put the Saturday stream on Friday. I'm not streaming anymore this week. This is the only stream this week. Hold on, the boys group chat is exploding. Boba sent me a DM. Apparently someone got caught by the police next to our hometown, and people are talking about it in the group chat. Not one of my boys, but just someone in the hometown got arrested, which never happens. I'm not gonna give you my address, so you can't send me candy. I'm not doing. I appreciate the gesture, but it's not gonna happen. Freshno buying candy stream? I'm not gonna IRL stream, and I'm not gonna live commentate, but I guess on a stream I could say okay guys, BRB, I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna buy candy, and then I come back and I'm like, here you go, and you sound you just hear the sound of candy bag rustling. The only two options I could think of would be to have a drop-off at the postal office or a P.O. box. Listen, Martin, there are solutions to this problem, yes. But, if you want to support the Freshno, and you're willing to, spend that much money on it, I would rather have, instead of you buying, $10 worth of candy, paying $15 to ship it to Norway, I would much rather you just subscribe on Twitch. 1200 Fresno Road. It's actually 1400 Pennsylvania Avenue. Oh shit, I gave my address on stream. No, don't send me a mail bomb. That is not a threat to bomb the White House. FBI. It's a reference to Ted Kaczynski. I know that doesn't make it better, but it makes me less culpable. FBI, if you think this sounds like a threat towards the White House, you didn't watch the RimWorld stream and it shows. It's a Ted Kaczynski reference. Everyone needs to be a little bottom? Actually, don't. That's the only quote from when we played the horse game. I checked the quotes earlier today. That's literally the only quote we got from them. Free shipping, big slingshot. If you want to Angry Bird some candy with a big slingshot, be my guest. But when Norway starts asking Estonia questions about why they're using medieval siege equipment to illegally import candy to Norway, I'm not gonna be there to defend you. That ain't happening. The Norwegian military has a tendency to invade Finland. Free shipping. Visit Norway trying to find a ghost. I have done IRL meetups, but I'm only doing that with other streamers. I'm not doing that with viewers. I'm not gonna like meet viewers IRL. Clouded with a chance of candy. Okay, now you're getting close to a joke. You're getting close to... You're actually getting close to one. Ask the military to give it to you. I don't think they do candy delivery. The fucking military. No, but what I was gonna say was the Norwegian military has a tendency to invade Finland. The Norwegian military does a lot of military exercises way up north in the Arctic, which is where the Finnish border is. They do the military exercises there because that's where the Russian border is. The Finnish border is also there. So what happens pretty much every year is that some Norwegian military personnel will accidentally cross the border into Finland. And if two people in uniform cross the border together, that is, per definition, an invasion. And that has happened multiple times, and every time that happens, a Norwegian minister just apologizes, and Finland goes like, "It's all good, homie. It's cool." Which made me wonder, like, what's the limit here? Because if, like, the entire fucking Norwegian army crossed the border, Finland's gonna be like, okay, what the fuck? But at the same time, the catapult talk gave me an idea. If, like, if I put on my Norwegian military uniform, my reservist uniform, which I am legally required to have in my apartment, if I put that on, and I went to the Finnish border with a trebuchet, historically accurate trebuchet, and I do, like, dry fire exercises, I don't load it with anything. I just pull it back and then shoot it forward. There's nothing in it. Right across the Finnish border. Like, I'm standing literally 2 meters, like 7 feet off of the Finnish border. Just doing that. Towards, like, a border guard station. Do you think that would be an international incident? Do you think it would be worse if I did it out of uniform? If I put a bag of candy, if I went to Finland, legally purchased candy, crossed the Norwegian border with the candy legally, put it in a trebuchet, and launched it towards the Finnish border guard with a note on it saying, "This is for the boys in green, let's go." Do you think I would get arrested? Holy shit, oh, we're doing it! Doing it? 4,000? 4,000? Yeah! Oh, 80% of the way. 1,000 kilometers to go. We should finish when I have about 70 hours of playtime, I think. Technically, it's no longer an invasion if both countries are in NATO or not. You have to invite people to come into your country. Just because, like, when I was, actually, no, Sweden was not in NATO at this time, so forget about it. It doesn't matter if you're both in NATO, you still have, the military personnel still has to be invited over. So if I was standing, if me and another person in Norwegian military personnel were standing at the Finnish border, and a Finnish minister said, like, gave, like, a written notice that you two can cross the border, then it's all okay. Or if we took an airplane that, like, landed at a Finnish airport and then an hour later flew back to Norway, that would also be okay. But even though we're both in NATO, we can't both cross over. That's not allowed. Norway most likely wouldn't stand a chance. Stand a chance against what? Oh yeah, if we invaded Finland, we'd be fucked. They have like 5 times the military personnel and 10 times the morale. By the way, Fish, thank you for the transcribe. Pastel Rainbow. Finished her, fished her. The Fisher. What was the start of that meme? I remember Northern Lion kept going like fucking Neil Cicierega, the sampler. What the fuck was the start of that? What got us into saying that? Remember they were playing Mario Party Jamboree and like all of the friendlies, the allies, they had like the juggler, the gambler. Carol be like, I am homophobic? What the fuck are you talking about? Who's Carol? And why are they afraid of phones? Who is Carol and why is their phone gay? Oh, the next time, so if I'm on Twitch and someone says like, if I'm on Twitter and someone says like, I am homophobic, I'm gonna say, why is your phone gay? I don't get it, bro. Why is your phone gay? Norway active 33,000, reserves 85,000. Finland active 31,000, reserve 900,000. It's actually fucking insane. The deal with Norway is every year about 16% of people, like if you were born in the year in 2018, 16% of people born in 2000 got mandatory military duty. And of those people, only the people who went to the army got put in the reserve. I was in the army, so I was put in the reserve. People who went to the... If you went to the Coast Guard or the Navy, you have a very, very low chance of ending up in the reserve. And if you went to the Air Force, I think you have 0% chance of going to the reserve. So other people who joined the military at the same time I did were in for a year. I was active duty for a year and reserve until I'm 44. Woohoo! I kind of like it though. I like being in the military. When I walk around in uniform, I feel really cool. And I just got promoted, so you know, I'm not hating. I got a 7 times pay raise. Okay, hold on, it's time for another E. But I think in Finland, like, everyone gets mandatory military duty. And everyone joins the reserve. Which is how they're at 900,000. They made a new type of smoke that turns you to dust. Errol made a type of smoke. You turn to dust when you smoke it, or when you touch it. And also, what the fuck does this have to do with homophobia? Like, you've said, you're like a modern day, like, YouTube animated show, where you're giving me all of this, like, one... Holy shit, we got lucky. Holy fuck, we got lucky we didn't get launched further than that. Oh my god, that could have destroyed the entire fucking operation. We lost a piece of meat. I don't know where it went. And I think it was only one piece of meat, so actually I'm not gonna bother too much about it. But Jesus Christ, that could have been the end of it. I just want to say I'm very glad this happened after we crossed... 4K kilometers. How do we fix this? Yeah, you're kind of like a fucking YouTube animated show. Giving me, like, these tiny little lore details, but not really, like, saying anything, like, that makes sense. Come on. Well, I think it's moving, but not the right way. I want to push it, like... We might actually want to get the rabbit to run into the bus. The bus is gonna instantly kill the rabbit, and the rabbit's gonna move the bus a little. It could move it further onto the rock, which, you know, that would be very funny. But I think... we're getting this. Yeah! Sweet. Alternatively, if you get stuck like this... Alternatively, if you're stuck like this, what you can do is take the wheels off the bus and then put them back on. Because that makes it, like, recalculate the physics. Why am I... Come on. We're still stuck on the rock. Am I ever gonna find out what's up with Carol and the smoke? Is this like an Edwin situation? His name is Edwin. He made the Mimic, and then that's all the fucking trailer tells you. I gotta be honest about Secret of the Mimic. I didn't play Secret of the Mimic. I don't know how to speak English. I didn't play Secret of the Mimic, but I watched Varg Skeletor Joel stream the whole thing. Also, I drank some water. I watched Varg Skeletor Joel stream the entire game. I actually gotta say, the Secret of the Mimic, like the actual secret, it was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. The Mimic actually cooked with the secret. The Mimic actually had a good secret. And then, like, you're playing the game. You find out the secret of the Mimic. You're like, holy shit. But then you try to go for, like, the perfect true ending. Find out that's not actually the secret. There's a second additional secret to the Mimic situation. Secret of the Mimic, it's not a game I would ever play, and it's not a game I would enjoy, but I actually do kind of think it was cool what the secret was and how they revealed it. Well, I'll say the Secret of the Mimic, the video game. It's not my thing. Secret of the Mimic, the actual secret, the mystery. Kind of cool, actually. I kind of wish I had played that game myself. Is Indigo Park ever getting updated? Because I have Indigo Park, and there's someone in my Discord who has Indigo Park as their profile picture. Still, after like a year. Did that game ever get finished? I think I own it on Steam. Martin, thank you for the Finland Gnome and Cactus Moment. I can't hear the music on Cactus Moment. Cactus Moment and GNU are programmed in such a way that I don't hear the music from them. It's not really intentional, but you know, I'm not gonna fix it because it would take a lot of work to. Like, they are, how do I say this? They have some timing thing with them. GNU especially has some timing shit with it, and I'm not touching it. It works. I'm not touching it. I have a rule with computers, if it works, I don't fucking change anything. You should make a font that works. What are you talking about? What is this woman cooking? Because it's not edible. Also, that's not a gender stereotype, that's me trying to come up with, like, new slang. I gotta test this in, like, in a different environment. What do you mean they should make a font that works? How does a font not work? Are you pro Wingdings with this statement, or are you anti Wingdings with this statement? Are you glazing Wingdings? Are you hating on Wingdings? Is this just a plot to get me to say Wingdings like 15 times? Me that fucked up my graphic on laptop and spent 4 hours fixing it. Okay, hold on. Did you update your drivers? Step 1, never update your drivers. Did you update your graphics card? That's step 2, never update your graphics card. You update your BIOS, you shouldn't have done that. Did you upgrade your... anything else? Did you touch your computer? Done that. Holy shit, we're dying of everything. I'm trying to get Godot to display, but it has the little boxes that show that it's pork. How easy is it to import fonts to Godot? How easy is it to do that? Because in GameMaker, it's very difficult to import a font. Does Godot have, like, native support for that? Find a font that has those characters? Hell yeah. Because in GameMaker has a system for making your own fonts in-engine. But it doesn't really have a system for importing, unless you, like, find one that's already converted to GML. You put the font in there and make the things to just use them. It's not very descriptive, but considering the happy smiley face, I'm gonna assume it's a simple process. Oil. Alcohol. Oh. Can I have some freaking diesel, please? I'm trying to diesel max fuel pill I think I'm getting old because I'm falling off the slang stuff, dude. I remember back when people were saying like lit and like no cap, goated with the sauce, for real, on fleek. I could hang with that. I was like down to clown with that kind of stuff. I got that immediately. But then, like now, I feel like I'm falling behind. I'm 28 years old. Is that old now? I gotta be honest with you. According to like what teens are posting online, I feel like I feel like 19 is old. It's kind of funny because I feel younger now than I did when I was 24. I don't know why, but when I was 24, I felt a lot. What the fuck is that? I felt a lot older when I was 24 than now that I'm 28. It's a rock. It's like kind of see-through. In the font section for the UI element you want to change, you change it globally. It's just a drag and drop. Oh, you just like drag the font file into Godot. Story time. I wanted to use an AI program to de-blur and scale up an image. The AI had a... Okay, first of all, de-blur and scale up. You're gonna get... It's gonna look nothing like the real thing. De-blurring and scaling up. It's gonna look so fucking different from what the picture originally is. After searching a forum, said the graphics need Vulkan in order for it to work. So I downloaded an update from AMD, and after that, the desktop started to flash, and the bottom panel could be accessed even with Windows Plus shortcuts. You updated your drivers, you shouldn't have done that. How did you fix it, though? Did you uninstall your drivers, or how do you get it to work again? Most engines aren't as horrible as GameMaker. GameMaker's really good! What do you mean, GameMaker is so fucking user-friendly. I might argue that GameMaker is too user-friendly. And it, like, lets you get away with bad coding practice. Like, I might say that GameMaker is too user-friendly. So it lets you, like... If you make a mistake in GameMaker, like, if you have, like, an issue... If you have an inefficiency with how you do coding in GameMaker, GameMaker just lets you get away with it. Scot-free for like 200 hours and like tens of thousands of code lines. Until, like, GameMaker lets you get away with it until the problem becomes so big you can't fix it anymore. Which I think actually might be an issue. I'm not talking about the coding. Then what is your issue with GML? What is it you don't like about GML? The lack of functions, or... Needed to open Task Manager. From there, I opened the location of an active program. From there, I clicked through the files to open Chrome and launch Command Panel. But you got the Task Manager. Wait, hold on. You open Task Manager, and then you use that to get to Chrome to open Command Panel. You know, if you press Ctrl-Alt-Delete, you could just open the CMD from there? Uninstalled AMD graphics, which switched to basic Windows. Found out that I need to use the HP driver for graphics, so I did. After that, it tasked me to update. I did, and it started again, so repeat the whole process. You said this was on a laptop, right? Do laptops have... Why is it moving so weird? Why is it, like, jittery? Okay, it went away. Do laptops have a port for CPU graphics? Because if you ever fuck up the drivers on your main graphics card, one thing you can do is switch to CPU integrated graphics while you fix it. And it's as easy as just moving the cable that's in your monitor. So intuitive and weird? EG... Fish, can you give a specific example? You keep saying, like, these vague things. Can I get, like, a why did you stop in front of the car, Rabbit? Can you get, like, a specific example of this? I needed to find a way to how to uninstall the driver, and an IT friend was navigating me through it. Without him, I would be lost. I'm not gonna read that quote out loud, even though I said it. I'm not gonna read it out loud, because I don't want that spoken in my voice. I actually think I said that quote to Fish. I think I said that when we were playing, forget the name of the game, but the one that was on Steam for free for like a day. Or it's Lethal Company, but you make, like, videos of ghosts. And an image, and it kind of did the job well. You will not hear anything positive about AI in this chat. That's all I'm gonna say. I did see... I did see... people talking about popping the AI bubble. ChatGPT 5... Oh, GPT-5 came out. It was worse than what people expected. And Facebook, I'm not calling it Meta, Facebook is downsizing their AI division. There's a lot of people talking about the AI bubble popping. And I do think it's gonna pop, because in my head it is a bubble. I think there is a place for AI in society. I do believe there are places where it is legitimately a useful tool. But what I think happened is AI, as we know it today, came out. People got overhyped. They thought this is gonna be the next big thing in like a year from now. So I'm gonna buy in right now for $1 billion. And then AI is just, it wasn't what it needed to be then. And it's not gonna become it for like 10 years from now. So all those people who did those investments drove up the value of AI stock way higher than it should be. And at some point, the stock is gonna have to drop down. Nvidia is 8% of the S&P 500 last time I checked. Nvidia should not be 8% of the S&P 500. It's gonna drop in value at some point. I'm not telling you to short this, because you will go bankrupt most likely. But it is gonna fall in price. And I am gonna laugh at the AI investors when it does. And then it's gonna start rising again. My opinion of AI is 50-50. There are positive, also huge negatives. My opinion is like 90-10 in the negative favor. There's some fucked up news I read about it. I feel like all the news I read about AI is fucked up. I don't think I've read positive AI news in forever. There's a lot of studies coming out now that are like developers who use AI actually end up coding slower because of all the time they have to spend fixing mistakes and doing like bug fixing. And it was one I read recently, like this week, about surgeons who, it was surgeons who did AI for a certain thing. I know remembering it makes my argument way stronger. No, but surgeons who did AI for a specific thing performed worse than surgeons who didn't use AI for it. No, those are really bad. We're not gonna talk too much about AI. I don't like AI. You don't like AI. He, she, it don't like AI. They, them don't like AI. I saw such a good fucking joke about pronouns. Oh, whoa, it was woke. I'm woke. This is the wokest stream on Twitch. Hashtag trademarked. I saw a joke that was so fucking good. I don't... Oh, I remember the joke. I can't tell the joke on stream. I can't tell the joke on stream, actually. This was fucked up. I remember a joke that I can't tell on stream because of the subject matter of it. Twitch is gonna be mad at me if I tell the joke on stream, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna tell the stream to Boba. I'm gonna tell the joke to Boba after the stream. Boba, I can't tell the joke on stream because Twitch isn't gonna like the joke. It's gonna give me trouble with Twitch. It's not racist or anything. It's just messed up. Tell me now? I'm gonna mute my microphone. I'm gonna tell Boba the joke. Hold on. I'm back. For a moment there, I fucking panicked at the end. Because what I did was I muted on OBS. I muted. And then I told the story, and then I looked over at my microphone after I finished telling the story, because I was gonna unmute my microphone. I saw my microphone was unmute. I went, holy fuck. Twitch heard the entire thing. This is really bad. It wasn't racist or anything. It's just, it's not something you can say on Twitch. And then I turned over, my microphone was unmuted. I was like, holy fuck, I'm gonna get banned on Twitch. And then I saw, no wait, I'm muted in OBS. I'm cool. Ugh. Gumbus will show me how to paint, how to taxes, how to play guitar, how to play Candyland. Very cool. Who is Gumbus? Fish, you keep doing this thing where you make comments without the context. And I'm not sure if it's a bit or a cry for help. You good? You okay? Meta's flirty AI chatbot invited a retiree to New York. He never made it home. Meta's rules have let... I saw that shit. We're not gonna talk about that on stream. I'm only gonna say this because we're not talking about this on stream. We're not talking about AIs with kids. We're not talking about that. I saw that article and I said, this is fucked up. We're not talking about that on stream. But it's fucked up, the AI stuff. I'm very mysterious and cool. Kim Kitsuragi Cube. You can't say you're very mysterious and cool and then talk about something I literally showed on stream like 2 streams ago. She did get sad from the joke. Oh, Boba, by the way. Boba, you said you wanted to hear the joke. You look happy now. But the ending? Oh, shit, UFO. Yeah, I said it wasn't my point of view. The story, it's not my story. I read that, the story was, someone posted it on Tumblr, someone screenshotted the Tumblr post, and put it on Twitter, and then I read it. Hold on, I'm trying to shoot the UFO, I'm trying to shoot the alien. We're talking about pronoun jokes. How do we do this? How do we drop the gun? I don't think we can drop the gun while we're driving. One day we're gonna get the UFO. Tumblr is the source of all memes. It's actually insane how much shit is originally from Tumblr. But, Boba. Are you gonna go see K-pop Demon Hunters in theater? I'm not sure if they're doing it in Singapore, but K-pop Demon Hunters is releasing in theater. They put it on Netflix, then they put it in the cinema. You're not gonna see it? I'm not gonna see it, no. I was just wondering if you're gonna go with, like, your friends to see it. Because I haven't heard you mention that it released in theaters. And you did watch the movie, like, 8 times. I made all of them, by the way. No. Okay, wait, okay, you did make all of them. You made every joke on Tumblr, including the problematic ones. Like, you made the racist Tumblr jokes. You made the bigoted Tumblr jokes. Mods change their toes and their fingers. Mods change their feet and their eyebrows. Him the racist Tumblr joke. You don't want to say that on the internet because people are gonna believe you. Ugh. Okay, we have found like an insane amount of fuel lately. We've gotten so lucky with how much fuel we've found. Wait, no, wait, was diesel the less rare fuel or was gas less? I forget. Okay, I may regret my words. You will get it twisted. You will regret your words and your deeds. I've never been on Tumblr. The only time I go on Tumblr is like if I'm scrolling the internet and I see someone made like a cool piece of like a cool comic They might link to their Tumblr, and then I'll go there and look at all of their art, but that's pretty much the only time I'm on Tumblr. Tumblr has always been a bit too much like... to me, a Tumblr post is either like too small bean or it's too Homestuck. And it's nothing in between. And I didn't mean for that to rhyme. But it did that one time. Fuck. It's like never been my thing. Like, Tumblr to me has always been either... What if Disco Elysium, but you wear like a tiny witch in Switzerland looking for a lost cat? Or it's been like Homestuck, and I will not even attempt a Homestuck impersonation. Listen, Toby Fox, I love your video games, but Homestuck is... You know. You know. I know what you are. And I know that you know that I know what you are. Protect my berries. If this is a Tumblr reference, I'm glad I don't get it. Ugh. Gonna get really close to that ship. We're not gonna go check it out. We have more than enough fuel for the rest of the stream, and probably for next stream as well. So we are just gonna try to get as many kilometers as we can. We're probably not gonna do any more stops, we're just gonna drive. And we should be able to cross 4,100 kilometers. That was a quote from my girlfriend. Well, did she post it on Tumblr? Ugh. Protect my bear. If you know that if you say something like that, and then you say that's from my girlfriend, people are gonna think it's a euphemism, right? And I don't want your stinky, filthy innuendos clogging up my Not yet, she didn't. That sounds threatening. You're making it sound like your girlfriend was like, hey, I have a bowl of berries. I'm gonna eat them when I get back. Protect my berries. And then you're like, you should post that on Tumblr. And she's like, ah. And you're like, no. You should post that on Tumblr. You make it sound so threatening. I love that you can't really do tone indicators over the internet easily. It makes it so easy to completely misinterpret a statement and make someone sound like a bad person. What if American Psycho was wet? He is covered in blood and sweat for a large part of the movie / book. I forget his name, which is actually a good thing. That's like the point of the movie, is that he doesn't even know who he is anymore. Patrick Bateman. Like, fucking Andrew Batman. He did play Batman. I keep forgetting that he is Batman in the best Batman movies. I haven't seen the new Batman movie. I've heard it's really good. It's got the guy from fucking Twilight playing Batman. Holy shit. Bish, was Twilight big in Estonia? I've had Eastern Europeans tell me that Twilight was popular in Eastern Europe. Was Twilight popular? Twilight was kinda popular in Norway. It wasn't super popular, but it was popular. We had like a Twilight girl in middle school. But it wasn't like mega popular. I have never heard of anyone that watched Twilight. Okay, but did you hear about anyone who read? Because we had a girl in our middle school class who didn't watch Twilight. She fucking read Twilight. I don't know which teams she was on, Edward or Jason, but she was on a team. I'm not sure if she was vampire or werewolf, but was something. She was also a horse girl. She also really liked horses. She took like riding classes. I watched Twilight. There's nothing wrong with watching Twilight. You're not weird or bad or evil for watching Twilight. Just pay your taxes. But like, It's okay to watch Twilight and then be like, why did I watch? What I feel for is the people who had no interest in Twilight. They had a crush on a girl who was really into Twilight. So they went and saw Twilight with them, and then the relationship didn't work out. I'm not sad for them because the relationship didn't work out. I'm sad for them because they watched Twilight for no reason. Have you heard of the Windows update that caused some SSDs to corrupt? You should look at the helpful diagram in meme. I know it's not helpful because you posted it in meme, but I am gonna take a look. Fuck you. Fuck mods? Mods. Put ears inside their stomach. Fully functioning ears inside their stomach. And mods, put a nose inside their intestines. Put smell absorbing cells in their intestines and put sound absorbing ears in their stomach. It's in case people, if people want to know, it was a loss meme. I'd rather not pay taxes. Would you rather have to watch every Twilight movie every week and you have to fully pay attention to it? You have to legitimately be paying attention to it. Or would you rather not pay taxes? It was a real Windows 10 update that causes SSDs to corrupt or disappear. I had to, when I got a new SSD, I did have to like manually initialize it. I'm still running Windows 10. I haven't updated it in like 15 years, but I haven't had any issues with my SSDs. To play the Battlefield 6 beta, I did have to change my boot drive, which is still my boot drive is literally a 10 years old HDD, which has been at like 95% capacity for 5 years. I did have to change it from GPT to, no, MTF to GPT, I think it's called. And after I did that, the computer wouldn't boot until I restarted it like 5 times, at which point it booted, even though I didn't change any of the fucking settings. So now I boot my PC in secure mode. UEFI? I think it's cool. Hold on, how do you drop a gun? Because I want, okay, then if the UFO shows up, I'm picking up the shotgun manual. And we're fucking blasting. Battlefield 6 level editor is Godot? Kinda cool. Tragic roller coaster accident in meme? What the fuck? It's another fucking loss meme. I'm not checking the meme channel for the rest of the stream. You guys got 2 losses off of me in like 5 minutes. I'm not falling for it again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times? What the fuck? MBR to GPT. Yeah. It's a program that comes default with your Windows. It successfully converted the drive, then it had an error, and then it stopped. It closed the program, the computer restarted, and it wouldn't boot. It wouldn't boot in secure mode, UEFI secure mode. I could boot the computer if it was not in secure mode. I booted in not in secure mode, looked at the settings, everything looked fine, restarted the PC, opened the BIOS, everything looked fine, booted it again without secure mode, everything looked fine, tried to boot the computer in secure mode, didn't work, booted it in not secure mode, it worked, I didn't change any settings, rebooted it, booted in secure mode, worked perfectly ever since. All I did was turn secure mode off, turn secure mode on, and it just worked. I never trust automated processes for that, I always do that manually. Okay, but the problem is that you either need to take all of your files on the boot drive and save them to another drive, because you have to format the boot drive to do it. You have to save all of those files to another drive and then migrate them back afterwards, which is a lot of work. Or you just have to like format it and say goodbye to your files. At which point, you might as well do the automated process, because it can't do anything worse. Funny loss in meme, but Deltarune spoilers? If you actually posted Deltarune spoilers, I am banning you from the Discord. If it's actually Deltarune spoilers, delete the post or you're banned. I don't think you actually posted Deltarune spoilers, which is why you're not banned yet. You have to do that because I'm smart. You don't have to format it, if I recall correctly. Okay, every guide I found said that if your hard drive is... It was actually Deltarune spoilers? Holy fuck, delete the post. I care a lot about Deltarune spoilers. Delete the post. What the fuck? Deltarune is like the game I want to get spoiled on the least. I'm not going to play it for another 7 years, but... Imagine the fucking build-up. I think if your hard drive... If your HDD was a certain age, you have to format it to do it. Alternatively, if you use the MBR to GPT, it automatically... It does it without having to format. I love water, dude. I love drinking water, dude. This has been like the most chill... I was gonna say Voices of the Void. The most chill long drive stream we've ever had, maybe. Like, legit, we've just been cruising. We've gone, over 100 kilometers. Closing up on 150 kilometers. If we could do 200 kilometers in this stream, that would actually be really good. Then we would only have 900 kilometers left. We can do 200 kilometers each stream. Only 4.5 streams. Fish, thank you for the trans pride. At work, we have to wear these... There's an office I sometimes go to for work, where we have to wear these lanyards, you American call it. And for Pride Month, they give out these stickers that have, like, the Pride flag on it, like the Progress flag on it. That is, like, shaped so you can put it on your lanyard. Hold on, I got a burp. And like 90% of the people in the office are wearing those lanyards with the... Fuck? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Are wearing the lanyards with the Progress flag on it. Please don't hit the rock. Yes. Which has made me really sus of the people who don't. Oh, okay, we're fine. We're fine. Nice. Need food. Means we're gonna need water. Holy shit, we nearly hit the pole. It's made me look really sus, because now at work, when I see someone who's wearing their lanyard, but they're... Why did the game freeze for a second? But they're not wearing the Pride sticker? I'm like, what's happening here? Well, why you're not wearing the flag? And most likely, it's just someone that was like, didn't get the sticker, or they... forgot their sticker or whatever. Every time I see one, I'm like, whoa, what's happening here? Fucking... Oh, there should be enough water to last the day. Selects the bus and presses delete. That would be scary if it wasn't for the fact that that did happen last stream. You were here, Fish. You remember the bus just decided to fall through the fucking map. We have experienced the bus just deleting itself. If it happens again, like last time we had to spawn another bus, because I'm not gonna walk 100 kilometers in real time just because of a glitch. Sources ethylene from an unusual source. What's the law that you're not allowed to do in the UK? Handle a salmon in suspicious circumstances? I know this is like a tired joke. I know 1 million people have done this joke before, but like... How can you handle a salmon in unsuspicious circumstances? Ugh. I'm gonna see. But every time I look at something, I'm gonna see if the Europrice store has the candy by the pound cheaper on Fridays, or if it's only on Saturday. Because if it is on Friday too, I might take a trip over there. Hold on, let me take. It's only on Saturdays. It's only on Saturdays. It's $10 for 1 kilogram of candy. 1 kilogram of candy is $10, which is extremely cheap in Norway. Probably gonna go there tomorrow. Title wrong, it's not 4,000 kilometers. It was 3,900 when we started. Euro Truck Sim when? The problem with Euro Truck Sim is that the drives are too short for me. The issue I have with Euro Truck Sim is that if I'm driving from like Cologne to Munich, it doesn't take 12 hours. It takes like 30 minutes. I want a Euro Truck Sim with real scale. I want a Euro Truck Sim that is the real fucking scale. Go on Google Maps, import the road network from Google Maps, and make me a Euro Truck Sim in 1-to-1 scale, and I will play it. That's also my issue we had with Derail Valley. My issue with Derail Valley was that the trips were just too short. You can scale the map to real-life scale? Source, no freaking clue. I wish you could. I would love a Euro Truck Sim that was, like, real size. That was, like, the actual size of Europe. If you could take, like, Google Maps for Central Europe, put that into an algorithm, and have it output a 1-to-1 sized map of Europe, I would fucking love it. It would be great. There are mods for it, I think. You know there's a mod for Garry's Mod? There's a Garry's mod that is a map of the universe. But it is in, like, the entire observable universe. But it's not in 1-to-1000 scale. It's not in 1-to-100 scale. It's not in 1-to-1 scale. It is in 10,000 to 1 scale. There's a Garry's Mod map that is 10,000 times the size of the observable universe. What's the file size of it? I think it's like 2 gigabytes, but it's empty. The map is empty. It's literally just a skybox, which the size of a skybox is arbitrary. It can be whatever. It doesn't depend how big the map is. And then just an empty space. 10,000 times the size of the observable universe. Which is fucking insane. Like, who the fuck needs a map? You're gonna make a Garry's Mod video? You need the observable universe to scale? Big land? Is that what it's called? I don't remember what it's called. I just remember I saw someone post it on Reddit. Then I took the screenshot they posted on Reddit. I posted it to the boys group chat. And they were like, they should make it bigger. I'm not sure if it was 10,000 to 1, but it was bigger than the observable universe. It's very funny. Drunken bees. Okay, Fish is just saying random shit. Double bunny crossing. That's rare. Every Fish now, after all the lost memes, when you start saying just random shit, in my head, I think you're doing a loss. Like, in my head, I think you're like... I think you're doing, like, comments so it looks like loss in chat. The thing is, the chat you see on your screen does not look like the chat I see on my screen. Because my screen is in Twitch Manager, and the chat is horribly fucking cropped. Wrong Schengen area attack. I am in the Schengen area, holy shit. By the way, you guys see the... like the UK, EU safety online directives? Like, if you live in the EU, you have to show your real fucking ID to be able to use, like, fucking Wikipedia. That's fucked up. I hate it. They're gonna do that in the EU? I'm not sure if they're gonna do it in Norway. If they do, I'm just gonna use a VPN, because you're not getting my ass off of Wikipedia. I'm gonna be, like, reading random shit on Wikipedia. Today, I read about I have no mouth and I must scream. You will not stop me from reading the plot synopsis of 40-year-old literature on Wikipedia. UK and Austria. I think Austria was the first place to do it. I think Austria was the first place. Or do you mean Australia? Because I think Austria was the one that fronted this. Australia might do it as well. I just drank water. I drank a lot of water the last couple of minutes. Gotta take another sip of water. I've taken like 4 sips of water in the past 2 minutes. Ugh. Now I gotta wait a bit or else I'm gonna get hydrotoxicity. Austria? Didn't Austria pass one of these online safety acts? EU is proposing a law that bans E2E encryption mess. Hold on, wait. That comment shouldn't be. That comment shouldn't be banned. EU is proposing a law that bans end-to-end encrypted messages. I think that's gonna get a lot of private sector feedback. If you like the private sector has a lot of end-to-end encryption stuff happening, and I don't think the private sector is gonna like that. It's the same as if you ban VPNs. There's gonna be a lot of companies that are gonna be pissed at you for doing that. Because it's impossible to like ban, like all the VPN stuff the government think is bad is gonna be like impossible to, you can't write a law that only bans the type of VPNs the government doesn't want and keep all the types of VPNs that private companies need. UK and UA started to verify with ID to view not safe for work. I did hear about that. See, you might hear that and say, well, I think it's good that you should prove you're 18 to watch porn. I agree with that. I don't think kids should be watching porn. The problem is, who gets to decide what counts as not safe for work? Because if you've ever seen a conservative, they say all LGBT stuff is not safe for work. When they pass a law that says, if the government passes a law that says you have to prove you're 18 to watch porn, and then the same people in government say being gay is inherently pornographic, put 2 and 2 together. They're trying to ban people from talking about LGBT stuff. And also, Wikipedia is on the list of not safe for work stuff for the UK, so like, I really shouldn't need to say more. The law is fucked up. Bao Mao just disturbing you? You do keep shaking the plushie in front of the screen. It's like I'm doing a QuickTime event. Like, she'll put the plushie in front of the screen, and based on, like, which position the plushie is in, I have to do, like, a different move. Like, if she does the face, I blow it a kiss. If she does one of the arms, I shake its hand. Sometimes I have to pat it. When Boba moves here, she's just gonna walk up to me while I'm streaming and, like, put the plushie in my lap and be like, do. I'm gonna have to find out what she wants me to do with it. It most likely won't pass. They already contacted politicians from my country. That is the most adult shit anyone on this stream has ever done. I'm actually proud that we have a viewer that is adult enough to contact their local politician. Holy shit. It goes against the basic rights in the EU. I agree, it goes against right to privacy. Also, I don't believe the companies responsible for verifying this ID information can be trusted to keep it private. Here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna pass this law in the UK. They already did. And some UK politician is gonna look at gay porn or trans porn. They're gonna have to put in their ID to see it. And then the company they put it into is gonna get hacked. And it's gonna get leaked. And now that politician is seeing like, oh shit, everyone can see that me, a conservative politician, watched gay and trans porn. We have to repeal this right now. I'm not the first person to say that's gonna happen, but I do think something like that's gonna happen. Just look at fucking Grindr stats. A majority is already in favor, so it's still kind of like scary. What do you mean, a majority? A majority of what? The real question is who is guaranteeing that the IDs won't be used for other purposes? It's gonna be so fucking easy to perform identity theft with this. Like, insanely easy. Fisher, you're trying to make me trans? Why do you give me a bunch of E? Also, am I just invisible? Oh right, you only did 3 digits, so my opacity is 0. Even funnier, a few politicians banned me on their social pages because I asked basic questions about what they are doing. You're actually doing praxis. Oh, this is insane. One time I did talk to the Prime Minister of Norway. All I said to him was I'm here to pick up my mom from work. But I did talk to the Prime Minister of Norway. The sitting Prime Minister. Norway's having an election. The election is at the 5th of September, which means I get to play Silksong on the 4th. And then on the 5th, I'm either gonna be double happy or really sad. But at least I have Silksong. Because it's looking really fucking close if, like, the conservative bloc or the leftist bloc... Not leftist. If the conservative bloc or the liberal bloc is gonna win. The way it works in Norway is that when you vote for a political party, they will get seats in government. Oh no, babe, the cigarette isn't lit. It's an unlit cigarette. I'm not smoking, I'm just using it for style points. But the way it works in Norway, I'm not gonna do it IRL. But I do like smoking in video games, but not IRL. Okay, but the way... Oh, I gotta read these comments before they go away. Flashback to when an Estonian parliament member was talking about why a news website was putting sexual ads. But ads might be based on what you're looking at. I think I heard about that. But how it works in Norway is that parliament has X amount of seats. Based on how many votes a political party gets, they will get X amount of seats in parliament. X, if you get 10% of the vote, you get 10% of the seats. Except every political party that gets more than a certain percent of the vote, I forget exactly how many percent it is, but every political party that gets more than a certain percentage of the votes gets extra seats in parliament. So if you get like 4% of the vote, you get 4 seats in parliament. These aren't real numbers, these are examples. But if you get 5% of the vote, you get 7 seats in parliament. And that's huge. And it looks like this election is going to come down to one thing. The Green Party, the most environmentally focused party, before the election, it was polling that it was going to be below the limit to get the extra vote. And just the way the system works means that if they get the extra seats in parliament, that means that those seats, just because of the way the system works, is going to come from the most, like from the MAGA party. Like from the far right party, those seats are going to come from. So before the election, they were polling that they were going to be below that limit. But because of that, a lot of people were like, I'm going to do tactical voting and vote for the Green Party just to get them above the limit. And it looks like what it's going to come down to this election is if the Green Party gets enough votes to go over the limit, on which side is going to have a majority. Is it going to be the conservative side, which has the Christian Party, the Conservative Party, and the MAGA Party? Or is it going to be the liberal side, with the Green Party, the Green Party, the Communist Party, the Socialist Party, the Labour Party, the fucking... There are so many more parties on the left than on the right. Steals a seat in Parliament. Steals a seat in Parliament. This is sounding like an Iron Butterfly song. Inagara Davida steals a seat in Parliament. That sounds like a Beatles lyric from one of the Ringo songs. Except it probably doesn't rhyme in British English. Oi lads, I'm Ringo. I made a new song. Steals a seat in Parliament. Fuck, it works. That was to the tune of Decibel.
Danny Phantom slime.
We're not talking about cartoons right now, Dracula. That's I did that to the tune of Decibel because I watched the new Digital Circus episode. By the way, the Amazing Digital Circus is getting better and better. If you watch like the pilot, you didn't watch the rest of the episodes, they just keep getting better. I am cooking words. You're cooking an alphabet right now. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. You're cooking an alphabet. In a bit, you'll be cooking words. You're not that far off from cooking words. Like this time next week, you might cook up a sentence. And like, if you really try, this time next year, we might be talking about a paragraph. 10 years from now, we could be talking about putting fucking words in a pot, boiling that shit, saucing it with like some apostrophes and other symbols and stuff, putting it on a platter, boom, you got an essay. Glubal dubal gabagoo. Okay, you immediately lost it. You're going back to cooking kindergarten. Forget about sentences, forget about words, forget about the alphabet. We're putting you on like stick person drawings. Ugh. I read that this is years and years ago. But I mean like 2 years ago. I read that you have different alphabets. You have like an alphabet which we use in like English, and then you have pictograms, which is what they use in Chinese, Japanese, you know, kanji, hanzi, that kind of stuff. Those are called pictograms. Kids who grow up with pictograms learn the meaning of symbols faster. If you took a kid in an English language situation and a kid in a Chinese language situation, the kid learning Chinese, seeing the Chinese symbol for fish, will learn what that means a lot earlier than a kid who sees the word fish will learn what it means. It's easier for children to see one symbol go like, this symbol means this thing, than it is to see 4 letters and put them all together into a word. So that was really interesting. There's also the whole thing about sign language. Kids who learn sign language first, because kids do sign language before they learn to talk. The fish drive. I don't really have a comment on that. Kids do sign language before they talk. They do non-verbal communication. They move their hands around. They do a lot of like hand symbols before they start to talk. You can teach a kid sign language before you teach them spoken language. And kids who learn sign language first learn spoken language faster, and they get better at it. Kids don't actually have hands yet. No, actually, they added that like 2 patches ago. I know a lot of people didn't update the patch before last because they reworked the combat system. And like people weren't like a fan of the new changes. They kind of worked it back in like the newest patch. They worked back. They made it a lot better. It's still worse than it used to be, but it did make it better, and they're heading in the right direction. I think the next update to it is gonna make it like the best combat system we've seen. But they also did finally add hands to kids. So kids now do have hands. They have arms. Okay, elbows, wrists, fingers. They don't have 10 fingers on each hand yet. There's still like some bug that makes it so that's not the case, but they're working on it. But this time next year, we might even see some kids with like legs. This information on Gabagool? You're not Italian American. Why do you keep saying Gabagool? That's their word. Gabagoolers get their exoplasm. Did you watch The Sopranos this week? Or did you join the mob? You're not Italian American. You're not even Italian Estonian. Why are you saying Gabagool? This is stolen valor from hard-working Italian Americans. I'm gonna go to an Italian restaurant in town, and I'm gonna be like, fucking, God bless the Kingdom of Italy? God bless the Democratic Republic of Italy. And I'm gonna like nudge them on the shoulder and be like, hey, you guys hug Mussolini upside down. That was kind of cool. And then the person at the restaurant is gonna be like, sir, I was born and raised in Norway. Everyone was. The chef was trained in Italy, but we're not Italian. I'm gonna be like, Just kind of gonna sit there awkwardly, eat like a bolognese, get some tiramisu. Gabagool from the hit game Aneurysm 4. I don't think that's a real game. EU4 got a release date. I forget what it was. Sorry, EU5. EU4 came out like 10 years ago. EU5 got a release date. I don't remember what it was, but it was later than I expected. Let me just see here. EU5 release date. November 4th. So we get Silksong on September 4th. EU5 on November 4th. December 4th, we're all gonna get Nightmares. And then January 4th, Jurassic World Builder 3? No, that's in October, actually. Perfect Dinner, Gabagool, and Scary Soup. What the fuck is Scary Soup? It's like alphabet soup, but it just spells boo? That would, like, freak me out. Speaking of tiramisu, I really need to try making a limoncello tiramisu. What's a limoncello tiramisu? By the way, where do you go to get lemon cakes? So I've been wanting a lemon cake, or like a Napoleon's cake with some lemon to it. I want a lemon cake that's not Jello based. I want a lemon cake that's creamy, not Jello-y. I thought chocolatey. But I haven't been able to find one. Which nation makes lemon cakes? Where do you go to get those? Scary Soup is food can plus glue. You mean like you open a hermetically sealed can and put glue in it? Or do you mean you just like glue an unopened can to a plate and then you eat it? In and everything. At least you're not gonna have a mineral sufficient. Limoncello, 60% alcohol that sweet lemons are macerated in, turning it yellow and really almondy taste. Is the tiramisu that results from this alcoholic? Because if it is, I don't want it. But if it isn't alcoholic, then that kind of sounds nice. You boil glue and a food can in a pot. Is the can open? It's fucking scary. Okay, Fish, is this food that people eat? Because I know some people eat glue. Is this food that people eat, or is this like a shitpost that's not fully cooked yet? Ironically enough. What's the scenario here? Because I am, the more you explain it, the more confused I am, and I'm getting scared. And every time I get scared of food, it's not good. I was like, I'm hungry. I should go buy food. Then I remember I got a fucking chicken wrap in my fridge, dude. This is food people eat in the world of Aneurysm 4. If it's video game food, that doesn't count as real food. It has to be like a human person made it and ate it, not as a bit. Even basic tiramisu is originally supposed to have alcohol in it. Wait, really? I have never had alcoholic tiramisu. I did not know tiramisu was supposed to be alcoholic. I've had tiramisu with, like, actual coffee in it. I've had, like, a little bit of coffee, and then tiramisu... It's like a little bit of coffee, and then tiramisu on top of the coffee. I've never had it with alcohol. Is it like they made tiramisu alcoholic, and then they switched out the alcohol for coffee? Is that how it worked? Okay, but hold on, that... There we go. Another favorite of mine is blood bagels and cigarette soup. Fish, if this is food from a video game, it does not count. You gotta give me some fucked up real food. Like the thing they eat in, like, Sardinia, where they marinate an entire fucking bird, and they marinate it in a bottle of wine, and they eat it whole. And the people who eat it recognize that it's fucked up to the point where they cover their face with a piece of cloth while they eat it, so God doesn't see it and weep. A coffee liquor? Huh. Like Irish coffee or something else? You soak the ladyfingers in the alcohol. Aneurysm 4 is not a video game, it's real life. Fish, if you refer to your girlfriend as your wife, that's one thing. That's kind of cute. But if you refer to your girlfriend as Aneurysm 4, that's weird. You should not call your girlfriend Aneurysm 4. I refer to Boba as my wife. Like, even though we're just engaged, like, when Boba joins Discord, I go, wife. Ugh. I have many wives. Does your girlfriend know this? Because I'm getting concerned. This is not... I am getting some strange ideas about your relationship. That reminds me of Horatio Nelson. Wasn't he a fucking... Fresh can't say they have many wives? I only want one wife. She's right there. You guys can't see it, but I'm pointing at Boba on Discord. Freshmen don't really like any fictional people anyways. I don't develop romantic attraction to fictional characters, but there are fictional characters that I would, like, be friends with, like Sans Undertale. Wasn't Horatio Nelson the British commander that fought at Waterloo? Didn't he get killed by a cannonball? What does Horatio Nelson have to do with tiramisu? Oh, wait, no, I actually think I might know. She is one of them. Fish, when you say you have many wives, do you mean fictional characters or real human beings? I did not know you were in a polycule. I have 5 wives in Valorant, no romantic interest. Babe, if you can call the Valorant ladies your wife, can I call Sans Undertale my husband? She said yes. I'm not going to, but I needed to make sure we were on the same page here. I needed to make sure we were on the same page. Now like 20 years from now, I'm gonna say to Boba, like, oh yeah, I saw my husband today. She's gonna be like, what? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, Sans Undertale. You said it was okay for me to call him that. Admiral during the Napoleonic Wars. Oh, that was a Trafalgar guy. I keep mixing up the Duke and Nelson. I keep mixing up those two guys, because one was at Waterloo and one was at Trafalgar. They put the body in a barrel. When they got home, they discovered the barrel was empty. Someone drilled into it and drank it entirely. We have a joke in Norway that only old men tell. This is a joke only told by old men, and it might be, like, inspired by that event. Only one real life, but soon my wife shall increase. Because I'm just assuming you're talking about, like, video game waifus and not a polycule. But there's nothing wrong with being in a polycule. But there's a joke we tell in Norway. Duke of Wellington. That's what it was called. So we have a joke we tell in Norway. I'm not sure where this joke comes from, but this joke probably did not originate in Norway. The joke goes like this. A couple men from the village walked down to the shore one day. I'm talking about how I want more girlfriends because poly. Okay, fair enough. I'm not gonna hate on that. I don't really understand poly in the sense that I don't see the appeal. Like, I prefer having one person I can put all my love into. I don't want to, like, split it up. But, like, because to me, a relationship is like I have one person and I put all my love there. If I had to, like, split it up, that's not for me. Now, I'm not hating. You can be poly. That's perfectly valid. I'm just saying, like, I don't relate. I like to think Blücher defeated Napoleon and Waterloo. I feel like there was probably like a couple 100,000 other people that also contributed to the battle, but okay, we can give them the credit. Okay, but here's how the joke goes. I'm not gonna get distracted. A couple of the men in the village went down to the beach one day. A big barrel had washed up on the shore. The men walked over to it. They didn't know what it was. One of the men tried to get the barrel open, but they couldn't. They noticed there was a little piece of the wood on the barrel had a slight... I'm live translating this from my dad's fucked up Northern Norwegian rural accent to English. So it's gonna take a bit for me to say this. But they noticed there was a slight dent in the wood, and they managed to make a little hole in it. They couldn't see inside the barrel, but they could tell it was a liquid inside. Poured some of the liquid in a cup. It was wine. One of the men drank the liquid, and it was the most delicious wine he had ever tasted. And the men decided what the fuck? The men decided, since this wine was so good and it was a gift from the sea, they should share it with the whole village. And everyone gathered around and they started drinking the wine. And every man had a cup and every man drank from the wine. Then, as the night grew long and dark, they kept drinking the wine and they kept getting drunker and they kept drinking more, and everyone agreed it was the greatest wine they had ever tasted. Then, when the morning came, one man went to fill his cup, but no wine came out of the barrel. The men were distraught. What, the barrel is empty? That can't be. So, they told the lumberjack to go get his axe. They were gonna break into the casket and get all of the wine out of it. The reason they thought there was still wine in it is because the casket was still heavy and they could still hear something inside of it. So they went, this casket has more wine in it, but we can't get it out. So lumberjack, go get your axe, break into the casket, and get the wine out. Lumberjack went to his house, got his axe, and he went to the shore. He lifted his axe over his head and he swung as hard as he could at the barrel. And with one hit, the barrel split open. Every piece of it flew in a different direction and the barrel opened up. And inside the barrel was a dead gorilla. And that's the whole joke. That's the whole entire joke. And the deal with the joke is, when you tell it like the way a traditional Norwegian version of telling it is that they do it like a Norm Macdonald joke. They add details to it. And they make it like 10 fucking minutes long. And then the joke is just there was a gorilla in the barrel. So the men drank like fucked up wine. It might not even have been wine. But when they tell it, they add like a million details to it, and it takes like a fucking hour to tell the joke. And like the humor is everyone knows what the punchline is, but the humor comes from like how long they can drag it out without making it boring. It's kind of like a Norm Macdonald joke. Freshno turning into an old man after telling the joke. If I was to tell that joke to like real old Norwegian geezers properly, it would take me so long I would be old by the time I finish. Limoncello is 25 to 30%, some even 35. Different misinformation about the 60. It's all good, it's all good. Go Illa. I think we're gonna drive until 4,100 kilometers, which is just gonna take a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna end the stream. My voice is really tired, and I'm hungry. We're gonna have to end the stream in just a couple of minutes. Freshno, can you stop on the next bus stop? I'm waiting there. There is, if you... I'm gonna do that, by the way, but if we get to one. There's no guarantee we do. If you play multiplayer, the multiplayer version of this game, you can legit spawn at the next bus stop and just be picked up. And I think one thing I would like to do for a community day stream, if we get like a shit ton of people, is that we have a bus like this, and then we have a lot of people just sitting in it, and we just drive and we sing songs together and we like just talk. Kind of like a live podcast, but you're gonna need at least 4 people for that. I think that would be really fun. You can actually do that? I was kidding. No, you can. If you're playing the multiplayer version of the game, you can choose to like spawn at a point of interest. You can just see the list of the points of interest, spawn at the next one or teleport to it. And then you can like spawn at anything. Like you could spawn at like the tower we passed. You can like spawn at the house over there. And the bus driver can just pick them up. And that is something I want to do. I would like to do that. Just, that would be a really fucking good idea for a subathon, actually. Because you could, like, change out people. Like, if I did a subathon and one person could be here for, like, 2 hours, then they leave. But there might be someone else who's available after. That would be such a good fucking idea for a subathon. Holy shit. So this game is very laggy and glitchy in multiplayer. But I guess it just adds to the humor. It depends if the game has gun spawns that it'll go well. Does this give you the information you need? And yes, if you shoot someone in this game, they do die. Oh fuck, I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to be evil about this. You can't drop the a gun if you're holding it while driving. You can drop other stuff, but you can't drop guns. I need food. It's out of reach. We're gonna eat when we stop the bus. Really close, just... How much is that? 3 kilometers, or 3 kilometers away. If I ever join, never make me sit behind you. That's okay, I got this bulletproof, like, wall here. Just in case we get rowdy customers. Would it be... If you take a bus, are you a customer? Twitch did not like that message. I can't see what you type, but I can say Twitch said your message was too violent. Wait, thank you for the Trans Pride. I'm not sure the Trans Pride is gonna last the whole stream, though. We only got 2 kilometers to go. Custom Burr. Yeah. This has been a nice stream. I like playing the long drive. It's very therapeutic, and it's very nice to just talk. Because you very rarely have to, like, let's play. You very rarely have to talk about the game. Martin, thank you for the no. Thank you. Okay, we are 1.3 kilometers away. We are putting down speed. We got 200 kilometers to stream. That means if we only do streams like this for the rest of the universe, we're gonna run out of road fairly soon. The road stops at 5,000 kilometers. 200 a stream? There's only a couple streams left. Can't fucking believe we've almost, like, finished the long drive. When the next version of the long drive comes out, and they update the mod that makes it so it doesn't dox you, I might play it again, but less seriously, like more modded. Road doesn't really exist. What the fuck am I driving on, though? I will pew-pew you and watch the bus flipping over. If you kill someone when they're driving, the bus doesn't actually change. Like, it doesn't go like this. If you kill someone when they're driving, it just keeps going straight forward. That's pixels. That's like saying you're not drinking water. That's atoms. Okay, this is gonna be where we stop for today. This is not a pipe type message. What? Kind of boring, not gonna lie. If you kill them while they're turning, then you fucked them up. Okay. Just gonna do a tiny little bit of org. You hear gunshots? Do a tiny little bit of organizing. Eat. Then we're gonna what the fuck is happening to my bus? The artwork. Oh yeah, actually one of my favorite artwork. I love this game. This game is really good, and it's really fun multiplayer too. It's just very unstable in multiplayer, but it's fun, and you can play multiplayer modded. Yeah, I really need to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna be really quick with ending the stream. Here we go. And I just I'm gonna do it like this. Save.
We straight gassing, cutting straight to the bricks.
Thank you, Dracula. Game takes a minute to save. I hate this game. I hate everything. Okay. It's going to be the end of this stream. Before I go, I want to give a quick... Boom. I really want to go to the bathroom. I'm messing up the order. Stream. When is the next stream? The stream delays, extra stream happening early. All that shit happens on Discord. All the VODs go up on YouTube. Next stream is probably going to be Friday. Next Friday. It's probably going to be a week from now. That's the working plan. 3 p.m., 4 p.m., I don't know. Too early to say. Depends on how work is. And yeah, before I go, I want to do a quick shout out and a quick thank you to everyone who came by, everyone who watched the stream, everyone who talked in chat, everyone who did channel redeems, everyone who... And all the lurkers. We love the lurkers. I can't speak when I gotta go to the bathroom. Working plan. And an extra thank you and shout out to I Am Kazan for the raid. Thank you. And Uppertastic4677 for the follow. Really appreciate it. Okay. Hope to see you all next time. Until then, be nice. I gotta go to the bathroom so bad.